There he is. Here I am. There you go. How y'all doing tonight? Monday evening. Outlaw Radio Live. 414 Stand Up. Foundational Black Americans Stand Up. Northside Stand Up. What it do, y'all? Welcome to another edition of Outlaw Radio. Outlaw Radio Live on Monday. A lot to talk about. Messy Monday, whatever you might call it. Here he is. Absolutely not alone, but my name is Kevin Barnes. I am the host of Outlaw Radio. I'm the architect of the People's Network, the architect of the People's News Network. Yes, I am. I guess at this point, you can probably call me the best host in the city of Milwaukee. At least I feel that way. And it's important for you to feel that way about yourself. Welcome to the show, the militant with a microphone, the mouthpiece of the movement, a.k.a. the Negro Whisperer, certified professional life coach, Negro Whisperer. I'll let your boy get your life together. Not alone, got my co-host here with me once again. Mr. Carter, what it do, my brother? How you doing tonight?
I'm good. Peace, family. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that motherfucking walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture teacher, the hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor, the motherfucking real OG. Hey, mama, there go the Seaboss, man. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you.
Holler at us, man. Share the show. Please share the show. We have a phone number. Our phone number is 262-202-5131. 262-202-5131. And you know, we also have a very popping ass chat room. Our chat room pops. Shout out to the Outlaw family. I couldn't even say enough about the support that we get from the Outlaw family. So most definitely love to y'all. Mondays and Wednesdays. Mondays and Wednesdays are when we do the show, but I'm always uploading things. You can go to my government page. I call it my government page because it's my government name. You can go to that page. The shows are archived. You can go to our YouTube page, the People's Network with a Z. And there's 300 shows all the way back to when we used to do this thing right here, sitting in the beautiful Chocolate City studios, which I no longer do. But it just goes to show you how the show has grown and transitioned over the years. There's different co-hosts in there. There's, you know, rest in peace to Jay, to Jason, the Truth Transfer Engineer. Liz Brown was on. Bear Meat was on. Oh man, there's just a plethora of shows there. But tonight we're gonna do Messy Monday. We're gonna do Outlaw Radio Live, whatever you like to call it, whatever part of it you enjoy. I see you in the chat room early, Dion. See, that's my chat room right there. He said, "Hi, fellas." Dion kills me, right? But like I said, if you want to call in, the number scrolling across the bottom of the screen is 262-202-5131. And there's also a Cash App there. Please feel free to donate to the show. Kamar, how was your weekend, my brother? How what you do this weekend? Because your shit is always a lot more eventful than mine. You muted, brother.
Let's see, man. What did I do this weekend? I went to the Fondy Market. I did that. Had a good time down there as usual. Hung out at the Sherman Phoenix like I do as usual. I don't think I did nothing extra this weekend, but you know what I mean? The regular community work I normally do.
Man, just walking the walk, right?
Yeah, wasn't nothing extra though. Wasn't nothing extra.
I had a pretty good weekend, but I did have a faux pas. I love cooking, right? I pride myself in cooking, and the more I cook, the more I enjoy the ingredients that go into the meal, right? So whether it's chopping vegetables, you know, I love that part of it. I tried to make some chicken soup. And it was horrible. Kumar. It came out with the consistency of oatmeal.
So. Oh no.
Look, I still have the pot because I don't want to throw it away because I like went to the store and bought I had all these vegetables. I was gonna make a very hearty chicken noodle soup.
Put some more.
It's getting a little cool. I said, you know what? And I wanted look. I did the vegetables. Come on, I had the mixed vegetables. I had the zucchini. I had the onions. I had the garlic. I had the whole joint. I had the chicken. Right. I had the broth. I wanted to make a chicken noodle.
Maybe you just need a little more broth. Need some more broth in there.
The first thing I need to do is stop cooking everything at such a high temperature.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm one of them dudes who feel like cut that shit up, right? Like so it's on.
Turn it up.
Right.
And so, to get done quicker.
Oh my God. And when you're doing something like a soup, there's a base, like there's all kinds of things you got to mix. So what I did was I dumped everything in the pot too early, including my noodles, and cooked it at a high temp for a minute. And all the shit, the noodles just turned into mush. And I really didn't get a good, but it was just horrible, man. It was horrible. It was horrible, I say. I'm going to be forced to throw this bullshit away. But I learned from it because next time I will do the broth and the chicken first. I will allow that to cook. And towards the end, I will put my vegetables in and my noodles, and then I'll cut it off. Or I'll turn it down low and let it simmer.
Yep.
If you put all that shit in the pot and it's all going at the same time, you're going to have a cookie, not a soup. So I know my family is looking at me sideways, like, what the fuck is this? And I made a big pot of it too, commercial.
Like y'all was finna eat for a couple days off this shit.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. It's horrible. It's horrible. But other than that, man, it was pretty cool, man. You know,
man, you tried.
And I'm going to do it again, except I'm going to use my newfound knowledge. You know, I think a lot of people don't understand when you make a mistake, right? You should learn from it and then don't stray away from what you did. I ain't never doing that no more.
Right.
Do it better next time.
Try it again. It'll work out better.
Yeah, do it better.
It's better to do the second time around too.
I guarantee you I do something better.
Right. You know, Tyson made a bomb ass lasagna soup today.
Oh my God.
Vegan lasagna soup, man. That shit was good as a motherfucker. Probably.
And I'm hating.
Huh?
I'm hating. I'm hating because she made a soup and I made a sludge. I'm hating.
You made a pie.
She on my list. I'm not messing with Tyson no more. We're not rocking with Tyson no more.
Hey, all of the stew. You made a stew.
Come on, I made porridge, chicken noodle porridge. It's just disgusting. It is horrible. I'm sorry to my family. I'm sorry. In the chat room, Dion says I'm over here at motherfucking YouTube. Now I'm ready to talk shit. Mama Jenkins in the chat room. How you doing, Mama Jenkins? She said, good evening, my Outlaw family. Once again, so much going on in this raggedy city, KB. Low heat or medium? I will make you some. If not, I got a great recipe for you. Because I'm telling y'all, cooking is a safe space for me. And I don't know where this shit came from, right? But I really enjoy cooking. So just to say I'm going to make this and then do the whole recipe and throw that John together. And then you get to sit back and be like, yeah, I made this. It tastes better. You know what I'm saying? This shit didn't taste better. I seen my son sneak out last night, late night, and fix him a bowl. That shit sitting on the counter right now. I know he was like, what the fuck? Hey, here's the ultimate. I'm going to give y'all the ultimate example of how I knew I failed.
Casserole.
Oh, my. So you making it worse, man. Don't do me like that, man.
This motherfucking chicken casserole. Chicken noodle casserole. That's what it is. This is how I admitted to my failure. It was Sunday. So the Packer game is coming on. So I'm thinking, yo, I'm going to have me a meal and boom, boom. I ordered a pizza. A Domino's pizza. I didn't even want it. So I know when everybody in the family came home, they're like, wait a minute. He was cooking all day. Why is it a big ass Domino's pizza on the table? It was just me fucking up, y'all. But that's what it's about. You're right, Mama Jenkins. Low heat or medium. And my wife gets on me all the time. She's like, dude, you cook everything too high. I'm a man. Turn that shit up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm more of a griller. So I'm used to cooking with high heat. You know what I'm saying? Because on the grill, you got to smoke it as opposed to cooking it. And so that heat, grill 300-400 degrees at a time. You got a 300-degree grill, you doing good.
Anyways, y'all, welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I see my people getting around in the chat room. Let me shout y'all out. Erica Hunt, what it do, Erica? How you doing? Dre Day Outlaws, he says, yes, sir. Sharita Shaw, yes, ma'am. Welcome to the show. Please share the show. Everybody out there, hit like, hit follow, subscribe, go to our YouTube page, hit the Cash App, do whatever you can do. And I guarantee you it's gonna be worth it. Ajamu, hey, in the chat room, Mr. Hill the Hood, he said, what it do, Outlaw Mob? Hey, man, you know how it is. So the first thing I wanted to put a cap, I said last week I was gonna put a cap on this, but the Charlie Kirk Memorial, which filled up an NFL stadium, which so many people who you thought maybe were with us, you know, in a time of crisis, people tend to show their colors, right? And let's say this unequivocally before we even continue anything about him. And I don't intend on this to be a very long conversation because we've talked about it 2 shows in a row. This is just it. Charlie Kirk was a very racist individual. He did not like black people. It's not even about policy. It's not about trying to sell some fake narrative that we have these advantages that are not fair. If anybody can talk about things not being fair, it's us. It's us. And a lot of times, you know, those of us who are progressive have gotten to the point where we say, okay, it hasn't been fair. It has been uneven, but you got to keep on pushing. We got to keep moving, right? Keep on moving, don't stop, right? That's our mantra. So how dare somebody tell us that because any concessions were ever made that assisted us a little bit, it's wrong? That is blatant racism. The vigor, you know what I'm saying? It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. The way he talks, he was passionate with his disregard for us. He was a racist. He was murdered. So what? If you as a white person or as a black person, I'm telling you right now, I'm going Dion on y'all. I'm going Dion, I'm going Ewok the Great on y'all. If you ever, when I speak to you, try to pacify, pander, or pretend of anything regarding Charlie Kirk, I am not fucking with you. If you are a white person and I see you salute him in any way, I'm not fucking with you. If you are a white person and you stand with a racist, there's no way you can explain to me or justify that you're not a racist. You are. It's called complicitness, guilt by association, right? You are. So my finger is up for everybody who's, and black people, you know, we get really scared sometimes because a lot of us be like, well, I don't want them to do this and I don't want them to do that. And I'd be like, they're already doing that. They're already doing that, right? So we don't have to stand on the fence with this. It's okay for us to say, man, fuck that racist motherfucker. That's not saying I'm happy he died or I'm going to dance on his grave, but I'm going to tell you this. Fuck all racist motherfuckers. If you're a white person and you racist, I guarantee you don't hate me more than I hate you. I'm not from the love thy enemy school of thought. I'm famous for saying, if you think you don't like me, you're going to be surprised when you find out that I dislike you more just because you don't like me. For shits and giggles. So let's say that. And let's say that any organization, I'd like the NFL, but the NFL continues to be a very racist organization that always reminds us of who owns them, where the money is, and where their loyalty lies. And people are mad at the Green Bay Packers, and it's disgusting. You're on the wrong side of history. All of you motherfuckers who get, he was protecting our freedom. You know why they say that, Kamar? Because he was saying the things about black people that they really want to say, which is racist. That's what conservative means. Man, I miss the days when we can just call them niggers and kick them in their ass. Damn, what happened to them days, Bill? What happened to the days when I could slap a nigger and rape his wife? And if he said something, I'd burn his house down. That shit's gone, Ofe. It's gone. We're not your grandparents' Negroes. This is neo-Negroism. This is foundational black delineated Negroism, just in case you did not know. So to finish all of that, I want to say once again, Charlie Kirk was a fucking racist. We don't have to add. We don't have to explain. We don't have to even say, when they say, well, how you feel about, because you know some white person going to ask you if you fuck with him. How you feel about Kirk? And I would say, he was a racist. But I mean, he was a racist. But he was a defender of the first. He's a hero? Y'all forgot black people pay taxes too, right? So when you fly him on a presidential plane, or you take the time to make sure flags are flying at half mast, that's our money you're spending too. As a matter of fact, we are a major contributor to this country's economy. So this is why I say it's so important to be a informed voter. Know who you're voting for. Let me go to my chat room. It's popping. Love y'all in the chat room, man. Ajamu is quoting me. Well, hold on. This is Erica Hunt. She said, Erica gave a great testimony in Outlook. No, it's Mama Jenkins. I'm sorry. It's Mama Jenkins. She said, Erica gave a great testimony and Outlook at the FPC. Kudos to see her. Okay. Erica went to the Fire and Police Commission. We're going to have to get what she said on there. I mean, to those people. Ajamu's quoting me, in times of crisis, people tend to show their real colors. It's absolutely true. You know what? When you doing good, when everything popping, look around and look at the people who with you. Now, when you doing bad, look around and see who with you. When things go wrong, look around. Damn. A lot less people here. Ian Jordan said, Charlie, KKK, Kirk, never mind. Earl Henning said, fuck him and Donald Trump, basically. You know. Ewok said, word. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Ewok. Dion said, white people have selective hearing. White people don't have selective hearing. A lot of white people are racist. A very large portion of white America is racist. Is that a secret? Am I sharing information that the CIA needs to block me for? Absolutely not. The movement to erase history, the movement to say, hey, let's take down pictures of these slaves who had marks on their back from years of being whipped and objectified and placed in servitude. Let's take that down. We don't want to talk about the bad stuff, relating to slavery. Racist bullshit. White nationalist bullshit. You all have been away to us for a very long time. If there's any black person out there who does not believe or accept that the majority of white America is racist, you are very naive and a little bit ignorant. You're a little bit ignorant. So they don't have selective hearing. They have just hearing. They hear it all, but they choose to pick and choose what pieces. This was a show of force by them. This is what I want delineation to be. This is what I want the FBA movement to be. Us making a statement to them. They made a statement to us that you can fill up a football stadium full of racists to memorialize and pass him into martyrdom. He was a self-admitted racist. If you down with that, once again, I'm not fucking with you. Earl Henning said Orlando and his friends are with him. There are a lot of black conservatives. Ooh, I'm going to talk about Nick Fuentes. Y'all got me looking at Fuentes now. He went in on Jason Whitlock ass so bad. I was watching DL Hewley, and even DL had to laugh. He's very, very seldom is Nick Fuentes funny, but the way he went in on Jason Whitlock and people like him that he calls house niggers with a hard R. Token niggers is what he called them. You want to be conservative? Oh my God. Oh my God. It was so hateful. It was good. Mama Jenkins said, I didn't watch it, but I did catch a clip of that idiot remarks. Again, it's all about his stupid ass. I told y'all he was going to put a battery in the back of all white racists. Sharita Shaw said white supremacy. Yeah. White delusion, because white people are not actually supreme to anyone. Who are they supreme to? I mean, physically, who are they supreme to? You can't say mentally. because we're actually very, very, very much more mentally adept than they are. Only thing you can say is when it comes to oppression, they wrote the book. That's their shit right there. They know how to oppress some shit. They know how to say, hey, we're gonna fuck this whole thing up. Brenda Peterson, hi, you doing? Shout out to you. She said, hey, Kev, you are spot on. Thank you, my sister. Erica Hunt said, talk about it, Kev. I'm doing my best, y'all. Y'all share this show. Let's put this in front of people. Let's see how they feel about it. It's okay for them to talk. Why is it not okay for us to talk? Dion said, I'm talking about some of CK speeches. He said, I'm talking about some of CK speeches. They didn't hear racist remarks from him. They're not going to admit to you that they heard it. These are the same people that will tell you right now, there's no white privilege. Oh, come on. There's no race. America's the greatest country on earth. That might be true, but there's a lot of racism in America. They won't even admit that because then they will owe us. They'll never admit to it because then they would have to write a check. Come on, man. Earl Henning said, payment due my people. To his people, I think that means. My Erica's thanking Mama Jenkins for giving her props. Shout out to Kerry Walker Jones. She said the only thing they do well is lie. Lie and deceive, right? Ajmu says supreme colonizers, supreme destroyers, supreme killers. I say this all the time. Behind every great fortune is a great crime. And behind every great crime is a bunch of old white dudes sitting there just with their hands together, just rubbing their hands Birdman style. Speaking of liars, y'all can call in 262-202-5131. Let me hit my jitty dip for people start calling in and can't answer the phone. You know who else is a liar, Kamar? And it pains me to say this out loud. Our mayor is a liar. Our mayor is a liar.
I know you didn't just come. I know you didn't just come to that conclusion.
I did, Kamar. Because I'm
just came to that conclusion.
I'm worse than a white person. I wouldn't accept it.
I was the ultimate optimist.
I was trying. You have to be a little positive, man. You gotta hold on sometimes. His effort to spin the conditions of this city are atrocious. He released several press junkets over the weekend. I think 2 or 3 of which are in the People's News Network. Please jump into the People's News Network. It's our sister group. It is man, it's my own personal BET on the real, y'all. And I love the people who rock with the People's News Network. Actually, I do. But his take on the traffic here. He went to the far south side and picked some mundane ass intersections and said that this is improved by 45%. The narrowing of the lanes, the efforts the city has taken has made driving in Milwaukee safer. He went so far as to say the kids can play in the streets again. They can run across the street and play. I'm looking at him like, motherfucker, 3, 4 people, 6 people damn near done been killed from reckless driving in the last week. 3 at a time in some instances. What Milwaukee do you live in? He then went on to talk about the violence in the street and the shootings and the murders. And he said, well, crime is down. Homicide's up, bruh. Homicide is up. The city's not safer because of anything you did. Traffic is not safer because of any policies you've put into place. You're lying and you're trying to spin us. We don't need to be spent, player. Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, we don't require any handling with kid gloves. You don't have to be gentle with us. You don't have to try to spin us. We already know the business. It's okay for you to come out and say, hey, I got to do a better job as the mayor. We collectively have to come up with a better plan to make this city safer. We will respect you more for that than you coming out talking about some Far South Side intersection is improved by 45%. What about Capitol Drive? What about Center? What about Burleigh? What about Fond du Lac? What about Atkinson? What about Buffum, Cherry, Palmer? What North Avenue, Center Street? What about them streets? Why you report out on that? Okay. Got a call on the line. Caller, this is Dion.
Hey, Outlaws, how y'all doing?
I do that all the time, Eric. I'm so sorry. Y'all number look just alike. What's going on with you? We good. What's going on?
Nothing much. Chilling, working hard.
Okay. What's on your mind?
Nothing. I just wanted to say, hey, I'm fooling right now.
You could have said that in the comments. What the fuck? I just want to say hi. I ain't want shit.
Well, you had me waiting so long, I lost my train of thought.
Oh,
but
okay.
I wanted to thank Mama Jenkins for shouting me out. You said you wanted to hear more about what we talked about.
Okay, there we go. Let's go. What did you do? She said you did a good job.
So, my comrades, they had politics and legislation in the wrong. So they already had talked to the police commissioner.
Okay.
And hold on.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, my mama just texted me at the same time. I apologize.
Tell mama to hold
Anyhow.
on. Tell mama you on Outlaw Radio. You call her back. Mama, I'll call you back.
Look, I just texted her that. Hold up. But my comrades had talked about legislation and how it affects people and different stories in the past where police chasing has been reckless and harming people. And so I just really wanted to put a face to it for the fatherless child in this situation. And the fatherless child in this situation is a 2-year-old baby who turns 3 in a few months.
Okay.
Hold on, son. Give me 1 minute. I'm on Outlaw Radio. Call her and find out what that is about.
Erica, you got to speed this up. You got to speed this up.
I apologize. I ain't never been sidetracked like this.
I know.
As soon as I got on the phone with y'all, 6 different interruptions came in.
Your pauses is killing me. I'm like, where's the continuation? You killing me. What's going on?
I'm multitasking. But anyhow, we talked about that, and I just put the face for the baby. The baby that's involved in this situation is a 2-year-old baby boy.
Okay.
And now he's a fatherless child. And we always talking about these fatherless child. And how come these kids running reckless? So I just wanted to put a face with a name by saying, this is my brother. This is my friend that we grew up with. Like, he wasn't doing nothing wrong. And my other little cousin wasn't doing nothing wrong either. So why do they have to reap the consequences of pending a lot of bad situations after recovering from something like that?
Okay, and so this is the Fire and the Police Commission that you're addressing, correct?
Okay.
Okay.
And then I had my little cousin, baby mama. She pulled up because she the mama of the baby in this situation. And she told her testimony of how, that's her. That was a provider in her household.
The 2-year-old? Oh, you talking about the father? Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Losing this black man in this situation has devastated a lot more people around him. And that's what really I did. I just wanted to make sure. But Mama Jenkins in the comments, I would love to hear what people really thought about it and what points I had to say really stood out to them. Because, we got to stand up for Milwaukee. And I've been advocating and going to a lot of these different meetings. They called me out about, somebody mentioned something about when I went to the school board meeting. But a lot of stuff started changing after I went to the school board meeting. And I hope a lot of stuff start changing with the police because the shit that they did to our people out here is just reckless. And for a long time, these crackers been racist with a badge.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you
racist with law degrees and doctor's degrees and harming our community.
I'm glad you represent it, and we'll get to that a little bit more. But shout out to you. It's important for people to go and speak up. It's important to put the pressure down. So shout out to you for that. I want to go to the chat room, y'all, because Mama Jenkins.
I'm gonna hop out because these kids and family is calling me. I do raise a village.
Okay.
I'm gonna hop out.
All right. Mama Jenkins said, "Old pissy white folks." Sharita Shaw said, "Yes, he was very insensitive about the traffic. Crime has been down." Like, so even if it did drop a little bit, right? Say it dropped 15%. For you to come out and say we fixed it or it's getting better because of what we did in the face of multiple families who have suffered losses this whole summer, it's tone deaf, it's insensitive, and it's dishonest and it's misleading. You're a liar, bro. That's a deal breaker for me in terms of where I cast my vote. Sharita Shaw said we are on the same page, Kev. Ace Cooley said, he said, what up? Messy Monday going down? Hey, Messy Monday is Messy Monday. It just happens. I don't instigate it. It just happens. Brooke Love, shout out to Brooke Love, said Fond du Lac. Woo, man, hot mess. Hot mess. You want to see a death? You want to see an intersection where death is right around the corner? That is Fond du Lac. Not Fond du Lac and Capitol. That's 1, 2. On 51st? Oh, that's bad. Fond du Lac, Burleigh. Down there, it's like 35th. 35th, where Fond du Lac and Burleigh cross. And like, because Fond du Lac is going this way, 35th is going this way, and Burleigh is going that way. And you get out in the middle, I done seen people damn near get their head tore off on that intersection. That is a deadly, if anything needs a roundabout, it's that intersection. That is crazy.
How about we say, let's open that up to 35th and Fond du Lac where Burleigh is.
Yeah.
All the way up to that intersection I was talking about, Capitol and Sherman.
Yes, sir.
That whole little strip right there, man, is horrible. And the only reason I keep mentioning Sherman and Capitol is because that's where the homie Jameer Blue food truck is. And he also be right there doing the news things whenever it's a crash, and they always right there on Fond du Lac by his
Fond du Lac and Capitol. Fond du Lac, yes. And he's doing like reports with a car part in his hand.
Yeah, he got a license plate or a muffler. What be tripping me out is that's somebody's shit.
Exactly.
Like if somebody see the video, they like, that's my muffler this nigga using.
How many times do you drive through the city and you're looking in the only little bump outs or whatever, and there's car parts, fenders, grills? What is the mayor talking about? What is he talking about?
Hey, look, you got a fucked up car, raggedy car, you can ride around and find you some car parts and shit on the streets. You can just go find you a bumper somewhere. Here go a bumper right here.
Why and who is he selling this to? When we can turn on the news right after you get done speaking, they'd be like, another horrific car crash on the city's north side after a failed police chase. This shit's not stopping. You can skew the statistics, Mayor. I don't know if you know, some of us understand statistics, and we understand that you can skew them. And if I was you, I would have went to an intersection that ain't had no drama either and said, see, this shit way safer. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's point blank a lie. She said he only focused on downtown because they are his ass. They are his ass. Brooke Love, you got the right point right there. Money. You're lying. And who are you protecting? Who you protecting? Mayor? You don't have a clue on how to curb violence in this city. You don't have a clue on how to stimulate economic development. You don't have a clue about nothing. You don't know what's going on with the school board. You don't know what's going on with the Fire and Police Commission. What do you know, brother? I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt now. Ace Cooley said Hampton way messed up and been like that for the last 20 years. Hampton, Silver Spring, come on, we just stopped at them two deadly. There's
those two, yeah.
It's deadly.
We ain't even went up and down Capitol yet.
Oh my God.
Just stopped right there on Fond du Lac Capitol.
60th in Capitol, you can get your shit so off. You understand? I grew up on Capitol. I love Capitol, but Capitol is one of them streets you better have your head on a swivel when you driving down that motherfucker from east to west.
Yes.
Real talk. So, Hey, man, there's a lot of places, man. And if it ain't that, it's the potholes. I'm still driving down street seeing fucking cavernous potholes. It's about to be October and snow again, bruh. Safer how? What are you talking about? Come on, man. Brooke Love said Ace Cooley is very true. Yeah, you're right, Ace. Mama Jenkins said, I was so damn upset with that new press, and he never came to this side of town, not where 3 people lost their life, the 11-year-old, nor the 2-month-old baby. The chief never showed up either. They both should be ashamed and are a disgrace to this city. Homicides are now at 105, not including the deaths in reckless driving. If they had that on, oh my God. Oh my God. Dion said, your ass better not cross the street. People do it. He said, Fond du Lac and Center and 27th Street. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on. That's another one. That's another one. Fond du Lac and 27th and Center. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Get your shit twisted over there. Oh, you know what? Back in the days, I was driving. I was working at North Division. I was leaving North Division, heading west to my home. I got on 27th and Center. And I swear to you, Kumar, I'm sitting there at the light, and like a homeless dude opens my door. He walks up to my truck while I'm sitting at the red light and opens my door like, say, man, let me get $1. Swear to God. Man, I snapped so hard on this dude, like, motherfucker, if you don't close my goddamn door. Like, he was looking like he was finna get in. I told him, you don't want these problems, man. You better back the fuck up. And he closed the door like, my bad, man. I said, shit, now I'm an old white man. I got to lock my doors. I got to make sure my door is locked when I'm sitting at the intersection. This motherfucker opened my door. You ever sitting at the intersection waiting on the light to turn and you look and you see somebody and you like, what he doing? And the motherfucker opens your door. Psh, hey, man, let me get $1. Boy, I'm about to run your ass over. This Chevy going to have skin all over the tires. Mama Jenkins said the whole damn city is dangerous. Car parts and the poles and the bump art are knocked down. Jasmine Jenkins. She said Jasmine Jenkins Downing. Earl Henning said he's not doing anything but getting on TV. Little Black. She said, sorry, my niece was texting me. It's all good, Mama Jenkins. I'm just saying, man, even when I hear him speak, and I love how he says, now this happened because someone chose to drive recklessly, and they chose not to stop when the police told them to stop. What the fuck city are you living in? That's not how this works. Criminals don't stop when you tell them to stop. Hey, man, freeze. Okay, you got me. That don't happen nowhere on earth. Why are you talking to us like we're 5 years old? And I like to set up with the brother Gideon Williams, I believe his name is. He got the cornrows. Oh, we got some ethnicity on TV in Milwaukee, right? And he's walking and they walking through the hood and he's interviewing him. Shout out to the brother for getting the interview and shout out to the way it was done. This is a crock of shit. It's a fucking what? There's absolutely no truth in this interview. There's no sincerity, and there was nothing that made me say, "See, that's why I'm voting for dude." Yeah. I hear the words you say, but I know what they mean. Some of us, I think he's making the mistake of thinking that we are all ignorant. You can't fool us, man. You can't fool us. Oh, shit. We live in this city. You know, it's perilous, man. Come on, I don't pull off from no intersection without pausing first. Right. I don't give a fuck who behind me. I do this before I pull off. Then I get on down through there. Because it's just too horrific, man. So I hope everybody's seeing this. And I know he's a black man, and we like to, I said on the show, I said, I'm not racist, but I'm prejudiced. I want to see black people win. I want the black man to get ahead. I want us to be able to like vote for each other and do business with each other and converse with each other and live together. That's me. But just because you black don't mean you can fuck up the church's money, and I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to tell it like a T.I. is. So I ain't got no friends. A said last week a motherfucker ran up on my car at the light and asked for a light for his blunt. Motherfuckers are bold these days. Yeah, that's why I keep saying we got to stop trying to hold criminals' hands. We're so worried about them. You don't know what he's been through. He didn't have a father. Oh my God. So they have made a bold statement to us as what they call law-abiding citizens that they don't give a fuck about us. So why do we care so much about them? My job is to try and make sure that I can get the things that I want and need in life and provide for my family and keep us safe. Your job is to take my shit. So I feel like I need to deal with you accordingly. If it ain't no love over there, it ain't no love over here. I'm just saying. Can't expect me to. Deborah, Mama Jenkins said I was on 27th and North, and a girl came up to my car at the light. I reached down and put that 9mm on her ass, and she almost got hit. Mama Jenkins, you ain't up to steal on her. She said I put that 9mm on her ass, and she almost got hit by a car. The reason I pulled my guns because there was 2 men with her, but I was letting them know don't do it. Hey man, statement. Whatever you was thinking. Oh, here go a senior citizen, an elderly black woman in the car. Let's take her shit.
I think it's warranted to pull a gun on a motherfucker to open your car door.
Goddamn right. Or run up to your window.
You know what I mean? I think it's warranted. I ain't saying shoot him, but pull that motherfucker out on him, make him move around. You definitely can do that. I don't think that's against the law.
Don't shoot them unless they if they're aggressive.
Right.
You want to snatch me out the car, I'm gonna light your ass up.
That's why I'm just saying, pull it out. Now move around. Anything else? It's gonna be consequences and repercussions around this motherfucker.
You called it occupational hazards.
Yeah.
You said that one time. Kev, if you go steal something and you get killed in the act of robbing somebody, it's occupational hazard.
No hazard. Straight up.
It's the type of shit that can happen. This ain't I'm gonna go more into that, but this is the second goddamn time I done seen Mike Epps talking bad on our city. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just saw something where they was talking about how Mike Epps got bad hygiene.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, I be thinking that's all fake though, right? I be thinking that's all AI.
He on the top 5 celebrity list.
Wow. So he's on the Kai Cenat show, and he starts telling Kat you ain't familiar with Kai Cenat, youngster who then came in and just bossed up on the streaming thing, doing huge things with the streaming. And has carved his lane, right? And has become very wealthy doing so. Shout out to him. But Mike Epps is on there. There are a lot of older celebrities who want to go on there because it increases their traction with younger people. But he's on there and he's giving him his credit about being from New York and how you got to be fast to be from New York. Like you can't just be like a kid who like from Milwaukee or something. Now this is the second time, because last time you went in on how our quality of life is so low and all this kind of shit. We ain't got no Whole Foods in the city. Mike, you want to come here and do concerts? When you come here, you want us to come to your show and support you, but you want to shit on us when you're in. That's like that friend who's cool with you at your house when he eating, but when he with some other people, he talk bad on you. First of all, he's from Indianapolis. I don't think Indianapolis is that much better than Milwaukee.
Hold on. He's from Gary.
Okay, you're right. Oh my God. Let me give him another one.
That's why, hey, listen, that's why I don't take it with a grain of salt. Whenever we do that shit, I don't take it with a grain of salt. Because nigga, you from Gary.
Really? Really? Yeah, you just, oh my God, you just Gary?
Gary.
And you want to talk about quality of life?
Right.
You want to talk about.
You don't even got no houses in Gary.
He bought his old block. He bought his whole neighborhood. I'm sure it was $5. Yeah, he
is fucked up.
He bought his whole old neighborhood. Shout out to him. That's dope. That's dope. But at the same time, most of them was run down and raggedy. So I'm sure it's like $5 total for this whole bill. But I'm just saying, dog, use another city, man. I'm saying you from Indianapolis. You from Gary? We got to check that. He can't be from Gary talking shit about us.
He's from Nat, man. That nigga from Nat, man.
Okay.
He's from Nat.
Fucked up too.
Well, Indianapolis is a progressive city, but they have a ghetto and they have the same issues in their black community as we do. So what's the difference? Because you can go to an expo more than us here. Like, I'm just saying, why you keep picking Milwaukee, Mike? What's the deal? Like, and Milwaukee is one of them cities that love you. You from the Midwest. We got the same kind of sense of humor. But why is our city always on the first city? I'm sure you've been in a lot of worse cities than Milwaukee. St. Louis is a shithole right now. DC so bad Trump wanted to jump in. Let's not talk about some parts of Chicago, South Central Los Angeles, Miami. I mean, just in Oklahoma, in Nebraska, that there's anywhere it's us is fucked up. I ain't with all the disrespect, Mike.
I would be okay if I never went to Indianapolis again. Like, ain't nothing near motherfucker missing.
I ain't never been there.
I'm going this week. I'm going down to Nap for the Classic.
That was it.
Right.
And it wasn't all that then. It was just that a bunch of motherfuckers was there from around the country.
Okay.
Yeah, I go every year for the football. I like seeing the Black Expo and the football game. So I enjoy going there, hanging out, just to be somewhere different, you know, and represent Murder Mill when I go down there. You already know it.
So, but once again, it's why is our city continuously on your in your mouth, no Diddy, when I know for a fact that you've been here because you've come here, and I've been in the hill with people say, man, we just seen Mike Epps. He was probably looking for some powder. It's probably what you was doing. Because you've even admitted that you were a tremendous powder head. And I'm not.
He don't fuck with powder no more.
Not no more. During this time he was. When I was out there and
he was high as a motherfucker on All About the Benjamins. He said
it. Yeah, he had a drug problem. I'm not trying to shit on you because of that, but I'm just saying, why are you? What's the issue, bro? Especially when you want to come here and you want, because you know these niggas will get on your ass. Why you think our city's so slow in the quality of life? These niggas will get on your ass. They'll tear your show up. Ask Tupac. Ask Scarface. Ask MCA how Milwaukee niggas clowned when they got on the wrong side.
One thing, you know what I mean, for him though, you don't hate everything about Milwaukee. He go hard for Cuckoo Cal.
To his face. Who knows what he says when he ain't around him?
Shit, he done took him to Indianapolis with him.
I'm sure Cuckoo would have got there anyway.
Had him opening up down there and shit. I'm just saying he fuck with Cuckoo Cal. That's all I'm saying.
That's dope. That's dope. It really is. It's dope. But it's a lot more people in Milwaukee than Cuckoo Cal, other than Cuckoo Cal. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man, stop shitting on my city. If nobody else ain't gonna say it, I'm gonna say it. Fuck you. Who is you? You talking about somebody, just because somebody from New York, oh, you got to be on the whole. I get it. New York's a big city. It's a lot going on. It's boroughs. You're riding their dick. Why you could have said somewhere down south. You don't know how fast you got to run if you live in this motherfucker right now, Mike Epps. This is me being messy on a Monday, y'all. Maybe I'm too sensitive about it. I am. I'm sensitive about my shit. Kerry Walker says, Gary is full of molesters and incest. They need to fence their ass in over there. Well, Dion cleared it up and said he's from Indianapolis, which is, ooh, that's so dope, right? Like, I'm just saying, like, who comes from Indianapolis? It's not like
Indianapolis fucked up like Gary.
Exactly. It's a lot of people from Gary in the hood in Indianapolis, right? Mama Jenkins said, I thought she was crossing the street, but she came up on the side of my car. And these boys was making their way also. I've been robbed, and that's a scary feeling. And the kid had a gun. So I don't want to hurt nobody, but I don't want to be hurt either. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about taking your stuff. You're right, Mama Jenkins. You was dead. You was dead on point with that. I'm glad you had your shit, because this might be a different conversation. We might have read about you getting snatched out at the end, you know, because this is the stuff that's happening. That's what I'm saying, little buddy. What you talking about? Who you trying to sell? It's better since you ain't done shit. You haven't done shit. But take pictures and give lame ass speeches. The best thing you ever did was because it was funny when you said, you are too damn old to be shooting at police. You're too damn old. That was funny. That's the best thing you've done. Earl Henny said Mike Epps didn't get no pussy when he came here. I don't know about the man personal business. I just know he need to keep my city out his mouth. Literally. Right. Stop, man. Get off our nuts, man. Stop trying to shit on the city, bro. He a comedian. I don't care. It ain't funny. Y'all do know comedians say shit sometimes that ain't funny, right? You know, and not everything a comedian say is funny. Oh, yeah. No, that shit wasn't funny. Fuck him. I don't care if he's a comedian. Kerry Walker Jones said, me and my husband went for the battle of the bands and got to take part in a whole attempted abduction. She was banging on my window and several guys in the gas station grabbed him and held him for police. Wow. Now, was that
Where
here?
Was that, that wasn't in that, was it? Nick, motherfuckers having bad experiences out of town.
That's what I'm asking her. Was it here or down there? She said they found out he had committed several abductions and murders. Somebody, if that's about here, then somebody need to tell the mayor that. Somebody need to whisper in his ear like, hey, mayor. Then he should say, I stand corrected.
But the battle of the bands be like halftime at the
classic.
Yep, at the classics and shit. Yeah, so I go every year almost though. The only year I didn't go when COVID was going, but I leave on a Friday, make it down there, hang out. I don't know Indianapolis like that. I got a lady friend that stay down there, so I know 38th Street and Martin Luther King. Like once you hit 38th Street, how can I say 38th Street is like, it's 38th Street. You know what I'm saying? Like once you hit 38th Street and be on Martin Luther King Drive, then like she stay over there on 16th Street. So it got numbers like Milwaukee, but it's segregated too though. You know what I'm saying? Because you could tell like where the white, like it's a part of Indianapolis that look like Grant Street. Like Grant over there on Sherman, and the whole area look like that. Then you got parts over there on 38th Street, Martin Luther King, 27 all over there. It look like Center Street. You know what I'm saying? But you do gotta, you gotta have your head on a swivel wherever you go. Like I tell motherfuckers, it ain't nowhere I've been scared to go. I used to act a little wild when I go out of town, but then I started thinking like, in Milwaukee, we'll get a smack on the hand like you better not do that and a finger wag. You go down there and get locked up on the southern states, shit. You'd have been like, what happened to Dion? Well, the last time I know, he went down to New Orleans and he tried to call me collect. I don't know, real nigga fuck around and get fucked up in the southern states and shit. So now that when I go out of state, I'm a little bit more composed, maybe because I'm older now. But I'm banging, Milwaukee, and I'm looking for me some Milwaukee Bucks gear to wear down there now. Milwaukee just left from down there. They had a car show. Niggas drove down there with all their whips and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't like it used to be. And my nigga D-Boy, back in the days, motherfucker stole his car down there when he had the Incredible Hulk out here. Motherfucker stole his car down there. You know what I'm saying? So they will get on your ass, but I think they do it out of jealousy and spite, because they know you from Milwaukee and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just it be what it be and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Once again, this ain't even about Indianapolis because I don't know anybody there. And I wouldn't want to shit on somebody there because I've never been there. I don't know them. This is a case where somebody's clearly aiming at us. So if it's fuck me, it's fuck you. If you really have such disdain and disgust for our city, then don't come here. How can we be the butt of all your jokes? And if you think, oh, Milwaukee niggas slow, I ain't like I'm in New York or something, come up here and fuck around and find out. You think all these little Fruit Loop ass dances these little youngsters be doing mean they won't clear your shit? They absolutely will. Next time you be on TMZ, you'll have stitches. 262-202-5131. Y'all call up to the show. Like I said, I'm getting more acquainted with Nick Fuentes. And this dude is more insane than Kirk was. He hate black people so much that he hate black people that agree with him. He went in on Jason Whitlock so bad. And if y'all don't know who Jason Whitlock is, this is what made what Fuentes said so crazy, is because he was 100% accurate about this tokenism and about black people who feel like I'm going to bow down and kiss the white man's ass so that I can be liked and so that I can be accepted. And like the Cube say, here's what they think about you. Okay. And Whitlock was so sheepish in his response. Well, I don't care that there's racist people in the world. I just want people to like me. And he's right. I'm nobody. This is him responding. This man done called you house nigga, coon, sellout, buck dancer, token, and your response is you're right. I ain't shit. This is Whitlock's response. Orlando, you on the line?
It's not Orlando. It's not Orlando, man.
My fault, man. I thought you was Orlando. I thought your phone number looking like I'm just gonna stick to saying who this. How about I do that from now on, y'all? I'll be fucking pissed. I just called Erica Dion. So don't feel offended. What's on your mind, Sean Moore?
I need everybody to go to this petition, man.
Hold on, you breaking up. I want to make sure we can hear what you're saying. You breaking up. Maybe
can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's dotting. It's breaking up.
Hell yeah, you try to type from another phone. I'm about to type from another phone.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta put that
hey, now
you gotta put that goddamn PrimeCo up. The PrimeCo phone don't work no more.
Hey, wait, hold on, Kev. Now I know dude gonna call, you know what I'm saying? This man got on national TV. I didn't hear it. I ain't even watch dude's funeral. Like, I don't give a fuck about dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he would have never died, he would have never been on my radar. And if it weren't for the media, like, I got saturated with hearing about that shit. I'm tired of dude. Fuck dude. Hate his political opponents. And to me, to use that word, like people say, like, for him, like, he don't represent nothing about, like, I don't even know who he represents. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just can't believe people still stand by that. Like, but, you know, I mean, I guess there's uncouth people in this world that likes the behavior that guy exhibits, you know. But my whole thing, like Joy Reid said, you know, like, what are white people mad about now? Y'all got the Senate, y'all got the House, y'all got the Supreme Court, y'all got the presidency, y'all turning back all the rules, y'all doing everything that y'all want to do. What are white people mad for? Like, why are y'all so angry? Why? Y'all got what y'all want. Y'all want to take y'all country back. Y'all taking it back. Y'all doing what y'all doing. Y'all being openly racist. Y'all doing everything that you fucking dreamed of. Why are you still angry?
They don't have slaves.
Well, they ain't gonna have that.
Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Listen. This whole, I said this before. Anybody who affiliates, and I don't need for you to tell me about how this dude is. He's a hero because he stood up and said what he wanted to say, and he stood for what he didn't stand for anything except for racism and division. He represented hate. For you to be able to fill up a football stadium and have this all this pageantry in which all of these people there, it is just white people saying to us, we don't fuck with y'all. That's what it is. And I hear it. My question is, do the rest of Black America hear it?
What we need to start doing is preparing for that shit.
Well, there's no preparation. It's been something that's happened forever in this country. I think their issue is they think we are surprised by it. We're not. It's like when one of them calls us nigger or something. Like, oh, you ignorant nigger. It's like, yeah, that's all you got, motherfucker? Like, how long you been waiting to say that to me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The problem ain't gonna start till you reach for it. Like George Duke say, reach for it. That's when your problem's gonna start, Mr. White Man. And you're gonna learn that lesson when you keep on fucking with us, and you see it happen all the time. And then when it happens, like in Cincinnati, when the white man's the nigger and bow, punch the black dude, got his ass whooped, blue, black, and it switched. Oh, they didn't have to do that to him. That was just horrible. Mind your business and keep your hands to yourself. Let me get this chat room. Carrie Walker Jones said that was actually in Indiana. She said it was years ago, but it was unforgettable. Earl Henning said he's been on 19th in the 3700 block, so he knows Milwaukee, White Wisconsin. That's what I'm saying. When I used to be right there on 19th and Atkinson, the 19th place, and it's summertime. They're riding to whoever with him, who's ever his host, and this is Mike Epps. They're riding through the city. Cass says, "Hey man, Mike Epps and killing them just rode up with Mike Epps," and it's like, all right, everybody had love. So now, fast forward all these years later, we are the butt of your joke, right? She said, why would a motherfucker named Fuentes be mad at melanin? They still ain't learned shit. Why would they be mad at us? Because a conservative white guy murdered a racist white guy. Why is your first reaction to that to say, hey, we're going to burn down the black college? So, white people crazy, man. Y'all done lost y'all scruples. There's some scruples loose here. Somebody has to say, hey, y'all, we tripping. We tripping. Once again, I think my personal opinion is that anybody who's going to stand up to so-called, when they see white people say blacks, the blacks. When they say that shit like that, it's like the new nigger. Blacks, the blacks. You so tough. DEI. If DEI is 60 years old, it don't compare to 500 years of straight up racism. And you talking about DEI. White boy, you're tripping. And first of all, you better understand that DEI contributes to your woman, because a lot more white women have won because of DEI than brothers and sisters. And you got to understand, none of us who achieve want to even, I don't want nothing I ain't earned. I wasn't a DEI hire. I wasn't a DEI college student. You know why they let me go to college? Because I could entertain them. I wasn't no DEI shit. They wanted to see me play football. That's why they let me go. That's how I end up going to college with a fucking 1.6 cum coming out of high school. Because I could ball. No DEI shit. And once I got there, I didn't get nothing easy given to me. As a matter of fact, they tried to make sure that I didn't stay. Once they saw my attitude, I just kept going. I just achieved. That's what we do. We persevere. If white people understood that in order to persevere, you got to shut distractions out. We ain't worried about y'all. We're not tripping off white people. And that's why most of us didn't even know who the fuck Kirk was till he caught that slug. So some of us was cheering for it, but even those who were, so what? It's nothing in comparison to the things you have done to us across the history of this country. It's not because somebody is cheering because somebody else died doesn't even get close to the fact that you turn fire hoses on small children, dogs. You burn down towns. You hanged black men from trees, and it was legal to the point where the government had to come out with an anti-lynching law. Black men went and fought in every war for this country, and how'd you treat them when they got home? Some of them from the South got hanged in their uniforms. But you talking about DEI? You talking about somebody being happy because a racist dude caught a hot one? Man, if y'all don't get the fuck out of my face, come on, man. Kerry Walker Jones said Atkinson is a zombie paradise. Atkinson is a trip. Atkinson always has been a motherfucker. I mean, I grew up on 17th and Capitol, which was adjacent to 18th, 19th, 16th, all the way down to the low end. So I'm very familiar with Atkinson. Always has been a motherfucker. Ain't never been a place you want to be bullshitting on the late night.
They use drugs.
Huh?
Over there. They use drugs over there.
They sell drugs over there. And they don't only sell drugs, they rob, they rape, they pimp, they scam, right? The hotspot was scamming. Right? They was selling food stamps. It ain't no crime there's no crime that don't go on Atkinson. And I'm not snitching.
When I smoke cigarettes, though, I really enjoyed the hot spot because you can stop. And when I used to get
you ain't worry about that no more, buddy.
When I used to get food stamps, I'd go in and give me a half a pint of gin, a pack of cigarettes for $20 of food stamps. Yes, I did.
Man, you are such a positive member of our community.
But that's years ago.
Don't worry about no more.
I ain't had a drink since 2011, but those were nostalgic days. Those was Make America Great days.
I'm glad you had a good time, honestly. I'm glad you had a good time. Shit, that's
all right.
At least you remember it in a positive light. Now, Sean, I'm glad you called, actually, because your homie is a straight up liar.
Which homie?
Little buddy downtown. He's a liar.
Man, listen, man. I called to talk about this ordinance I'm trying to get changed with these landlords.
Well, we gonna get to your
Especially
ordinance.
these out
We
of
gonna
town.
get to. Then we gonna talk about your ordinance. Then, and we ain't gonna talk about your ordinance. You can't take a picture.
You know what?
You can't take a picture. You can't take a picture.
Put it in the People's
I'm gonna take
News
it down.
Network.
I'm gonna take it down. I'm gonna take
I
it
don't
down.
care.
I don't either.
I don't care.
I'll
put it back up.
I'm gonna take
I'll
it down
put it back
again.
up.
I'm gonna block you from
And
the
I'll put it
group.
back up.
I'm gonna block
Every
you from
time
the
you
group.
take it down, I'll put it back up.
I'm blocking whoever share it. I'm the
Y'all
admin.
forget what I stood up for. Okay, here you go.
Wow.
You can't take. You
gonna
can't.
block it?
You can't. I'm blocking everything.
Now you sound like the people downtown.
All right, switch it on me. You don't want to talk about
Now you
downtown.
sound like a
According to you,
gatekeeper.
you don't want to talk about the gatekeeper. You want to talk about your ordinance. So
You
don't
sound like a gatekeeper.
don't accuse me. Yeah, I thought we weren't talking about that.
You just went there though. I'm trying to get ordinances changed.
Don't act like a white person, Sean. You gotta.
Oh my God!
You gotta be fair.
I really don't feel like this tonight, KZ.
Listen,
I really don't.
Listen, you don't feel like keeping it a buck. Your man's on TV
really
talking about
don't.
the city is safer, violence is down, and it's safer to drive in the city
That's
now.
a lie.
That's what he said.
That's a lie, and that's a lie.
That's what he said.
Well, that was 3 lies.
Okay, that's all I wanted you to say. Now, what about your ordinance?
You're such a butt, bro. So listen, after this flood, this historical flood, whatever it is, and leading up to it, you know, there's so many people, man, dealing with these out of town landlords, and you know, nobody wants to do anything about it. So I've mimicked the ordinance in West Allis to change Milwaukee's ordinance so that they have to have somebody within the 7 counties. Within 7 counties that represent these out of town owners. If they don't, they can't own property in Milwaukee. There's so many people, man, that have called me that can't get a response from these people.
Right.
And they are living in hell holes. So I'm asking everybody, sign this petition. I just need to. I'm going down there anyway, right? I'm going to present the ordinance, but I need some people to stand with me on this. I need that petition signed. As many people as can sign it, right? Because we're trying to get this ordinance changed and remove some of these slumlords, man. You know, Barada needs to go, right? Everybody complaining, but ain't nobody going downtown making these people take these properties. They did it to the brother. They took all the properties from the brother, and them same properties that they took, now Barada got them. And he doing the same thing he was doing.
Are you talking about Sherrod? Are you talking about Sherrod? Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Sherrod
died. I don't know that.
Yeah, he been gone about 2 years now.
Not only Sherrod, the little sucker who owed me money for some soup. What's his name?
I don't know who that is.
They took all his too. The little light skinned boy, man, used to own Viaggio.
It sounds familiar. Yes. What's his name? Muhammad?
Muhammad, because he had some spots on.
They took all his property.
Okay.
They took them all, right? Because he was a slumlord. And then you give him to Barada, who is a worse slumlord. So I'm going down here tomorrow. I'm going down Wednesday. I'm going down Thursday. Thursday is supposed to be trying to
Did he drop? I think he's called.
issue with that.
Okay.
I got an issue with it. I want it gone, but I don't. You know, we got another racist. Since we talking about racist, and Bob Bauman. I remember this cracker telling me that my complaint wasn't valid because the police didn't write it. I'm trying not to cuss right now. I'm really trying not to cuss. Yeah, I got a problem with his racist self too. So please, whoever's listening, sign a petition. The link is on the People's News Network. It's on my page. It's on some other people's pages. help me to help us.
Let me ask you a question.
Help me to help us.
Let me ask you a question. So, is this a common council thing? Is this because you're saying ordinance?
They can change it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So this
Yep.
is something that needs to be that people need to apply pressure to the common council.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And I still have those. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 candidates right now. That we trying to prepare for 2028 unless we can get some recall. We gonna change this up, man. All this lying, all this playing, all this gatekeeping, all these marks. I'm just so fed up, man.
Well, I think
I'm
the
fed up,
problem that I have is the attempt to spin us. This is something that I really like to get on the news, right, and say, this is better, or we're because of our efforts, and then go to like some hold on, but to go to on the south side to some mundane, who cares about intersection and say, hey, because of what we did, this one is doing better, when we are watching on the news right now that a young sister was fleeing the police and ran into a family of 3, murdering her 2 sons. Her and her 2 sons, and murdered them. Now, why would you choose? Because either you think we stupid, or you think you a lot slicker than you actually are, to come out and say this is your timing is bad. To say it's getting better because of what we did with the bump outs, when we can drive down the street and see bump outs with car parts on them. The signs that are on the bump outs are bent, bro.
Hey,
what's up, Kamar?
Hey, you was talking about the police chasing people, right? And then, like, if they don't chase them, they may wind up doing something else. Well, the dude that was in the car was just in. We was just talking about Indianapolis. The dude was just in Indianapolis in some car shit, high speed chase, car accidents and shit, and come up here in the same stolen car that he was in down there in the high speed chase with old girl.
Not in Indianapolis.
And had her drive. Yeah, the nigga from out of town. Yeah, from Indianapolis.
Not Indianapolis.
Indianapolis is funny. We just mentioned that.
Listen, man. Hey, listen. I'm trying to tell you, he who lives in a glass house should not live in a glass house, or some shit like that. But Sean,
horrible too.
Yeah.
Now, give me the specific date and time when you're going to do this. So if there are people who want to support you in this endeavor, when is this going?
I would like to present the petitions along with the amendments to the ordinance November 1st. No. This is September, right? October 1st. October 1st. And go from there, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope people,
I would like to do it there.
I hope people are paying attention. Once again, it's important that we take stock of, because there will come a time when people are going to be asking for our votes again, y'all. And it's important to tell somebody, this is why I ain't fucking with you, because they're used to people voting for them. I used to call them name brand Negroes. For so long, the same people held office because people were familiar with their names. They never actually did anything. We had sitting aldermen for 16, 20 years. Some of them to the point where they was just able to slide on out after years of not doing nothing. Well, now they
still doing it.
Well, they're trying to get themselves entrenched. You got a long way to go before you can go out like Willie. You know what I mean? Or you can go out like who's my brother over the housing authority who was allowed to retire. I was inspired by my brother when I went to his house and he got a pool. You was inspired, right? Them people was long-term poverty pimps, man. ENC Jordan said, I keep trying to tell MAGA motherfuckers and house niggas tap dancing to fit in, and you are not bulletproof. Look at motherfuckers that think they can generalize and talk about us. These dumb niggas kneel in line to suck Trump's dick. Oh, it's Messy Monday.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to read that. It's Messy Monday.
You should have read that. That's
my
messy.
bad, man.
Can I say something before I get off this phone, man?
Absolutely. Now that you said your boy's a liar, I will allow you to speak.
Whatever. So Listen, man. Not only do we need to vote some of these people out, right, and that hold these offices, but when we remove them, we also need to be mad that we remove some of these people that have been holding these positions, right? That give out this money. People in the Department of Administration, DPW, right? A few directors need to go as well. A few directors need to go as well, isn't it? Mm. Because they're working together with these orders, man, to control the purse.
Right.
Right. Look at Stafford's district. He has more liquor license permits, whatever you want to call them, than any other district, except downtown. And he has one of the poorest districts, but there's a liquor store every block,
right?
Just about, right?
Well,
there's a vape shop every corner,
everywhere,
right?
Ain't it kind of
nobody
funny
that own them look like us though.
I'm none, and it's funny that in a time where smoking is down upon and tobacco is dangerous, look at the rise in popularity of smoke shops with everything tobacco in them. Like it's like motherfuckers say, put that nasty ass cigarette out and let me hit this hookah. I'm sorry, what? Can't smoke in the bar unless it's hookah.
People be killing me with smoking that hookah. Like, I so y'all don't even know what be in that shit. You know what I'm saying?
The vape too, though.
Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah, man.
I say somebody hit a vape online and coughed and fell out and died.
Damn.
Oh, what the hell?
Fafo. You don't know what's in that shit. It's oil. It's oil. Okay. It's some Pennzoil, motherfucker.
No, we bandwagon bunnies out, motherfuckers. Anything that they motherfuckers be wanting so desperate to get high though. That's why I be knocking that shit. Like motherfuckers be want edibles and all that shit.
Now I think you have to hold on though, because I know some people who smoke marijuana and that's what they smoke. They don't vape, they don't toot, they don't pop pills, they don't drink lean, and they don't stay high all the time. There's times when they can kick their feet up and they done been to work, they done put the kids to bed and they'll blow a joint. Now there's some motherfuckers who abuse it, obviously. But listen, what's the difference between sugar and weed? Exactly.
When you smoke,
hold on.
Hey, both dangerous drugs.
I want to ask a question, Dion. I abuse weed. What's wrong with me?
You say you abuse weed. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You're using it instead of enjoying it.
I don't really think, my thing is, it ain't about the person who's, like you said, abusing it, because that ain't what it is. I'm talking about people that try to get high off anything. Like they want to do the munchies.
Okay.
They want to do the vape pens. They want to do that.
All stars.
You might as well smoke some crack.
I just asked that because I know you be talking about weed smokers and shit.
Yeah, but you know what though? I ain't gonna lie. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. You know what I'm saying? This is me myself personally. No offense. Don't take no offense to it. But I feel like once you reach a certain age, there's certain shit you outgrow. You know what I'm saying? Like outgrowing, smoking weed, being high. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't been high. I stopped drinking in 2011. I stopped smoking weed 2014. Stopped smoking cigarettes 2019.
I think we all outgrow different shit at different times.
Yeah, hold on. Let me finish the story. Some of us have outgrown late night Euro runs. Some of us have outgrown. See, that's what I'm saying.
I guess if a motherfucker hungry, you know what I'm saying?
Eat some vegetables.
And you know what?
Plan ahead. No, buy some vegetables. Have some healthy snacks in your house. Eat an apple and go to sleep. You ain't got to get up and go to no Arab restaurant and get no Italian beef.
Hold on. It is people. It's not about. It is people that probably is not about the food. It's probably about the safety of leaving your house at certain times of night.
It's about the food too.
Well, I mean, if you hungry, you hungry. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I mean,
because you
it
don't
is
have
what
to
it
eat
is.
no Italian
But
beef with gyro meat on
Hey,
it.
I know.
Hold on. Yeah, let me finish.
I feel like food is a drug, right? And
And
it's a lot of.
then, yeah,
Hold
it
on,
is.
listen. It's a
And
lot
then,
of
so
food.
I
Hold
was
on.
talking to a friend of mine.
God
Go
damn.
ahead.
I was finna say I feel like food is a drug, right? And like I was saying, it's a lot of stuff. Different people stop doing different shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
It ain't to say that
mhm.
one person is better than the other, because we all doing shit that's fucked up for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
That's
guess.
fucked
I
up
mean,
to.
listen, this is how I feel. This is how I feel. It's like potato, tomato, tomato. We can find, like, no bullshit. I can find a way to justify anything that I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And that's just us as people. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, I mean, it is what it is. But I feel like I was talking to a lady friend of mine. I said, you know, I see her on Facebook. I'm like, damn, you got blunts. And then it's not what you do, it's how you do it too. So I see her, she got blunts and liquor and all. I'm like, damn, bitch, you almost 50. So I said, okay, if a job where you make it $29, $32 an hour, something like that, would you stop smoking weed? She said, probably not. See, that's someone that's stagnated. You feel what I'm saying? Because you would allow this drug, it means you no good, to help pull you out of poverty, to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, just to stop smoking this drug. You know what I'm saying? If it's that serious, then bitch, with more power to you. You feel what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, though. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Comes off.
You know what I'm saying?
It comes off as
Go ahead.
self-righteous. It comes off as self-righteous. And this is me just
I don't
saying.
think it feels
No,
like
well, hold on.
it's
I didn't say you.
self-righteous.
I'm saying I feel that way.
Mhm.
When anytime somebody is doing something and then they stop doing it, then they become kind of self-righteous about it if they're going to go back and chastise the people that still do it, right? So, like, I can say, you know, I don't sell drugs no more, right? I can say that, but I'm not going to go back and shit on somebody who does. I'm going to tell them I no longer agree with that lifestyle, but I'm not going, oh, you ain't shit because you still selling drugs. Like, you can't really be self-righteous. You got to say, hey, this is something I chose to move away from, right? And I don't know if there's an age limit on smoking weed because they give weed to cancer patients who are elderly people who deal with appetite issues. There's some medical purposes for marijuana in which they give it to people, and it doesn't always have to be smoked. So I'm not, once again, I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying you got to be careful when you come at somebody. You have to be careful with your judgment.
But you heard what I said, though. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. Like, if
Right.
you in the privacy of your own home and you blaze up and roll up, when you all on Facebook, like, that's the most unattractive shit ever for me to see a woman breaking down a blunt. She breaking down a blunt, right? And then she going, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Then you got, I don't know this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a person that's strong on dental hygiene. I floss, I brush twice a day. And a lot of people that I know, not everyone, that smoke cigarettes, weed, and shit like that, at the bottom of their teeth, you can see where their teeth is, that tartar and that plaque is calcified down there. You know what I'm saying? And
Nigga, that come
like
from wearing
don't get
fucked
me
up
wrong.
shoes.
I wouldn't date a woman to smoke weed nor drink because I don't smoke weed nor drink. You feel what I'm
Point
saying?
made.
So I
Ain't
just
nothing wrong with that.
felt like, you know what I'm. Wait, go ahead, come on.
No, I was saying ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with having a preference. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
gonna
So I
say,
just felt like
I was gonna say it's a part of what you're saying that I agree with, because I know some people can't do shit but smoke weed. Some people don't know how to function. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you know what I'm saying? So part of me where I understand that, you know what I mean? Some people gonna smoke to the point where they can't pull themselves together. Like me, it's been times in my life where, you know, my money wasn't right, the job wasn't hitting right like it was supposed to. I stopped smoking weed. Shit. You know what I mean? So I could get my money, so I could eat, nigga. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying, you know. I do understand a part of what you're saying, you know, but like Kev say, it do kind of come off as self-righteous and shit. Like me, right? Like, you know, before when I was single, I felt like I didn't really want to date nobody who ate ribs and all that type of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like it would be hard for our lives to coexist. You know what I mean? So that's why I say it's different strokes for different folks. Different people stop doing different shit for different reasons at different points in their life. That don't necessarily mean that they fucked up. You know what I mean? Or somebody else fucked up because they still do what we stopped doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never hear me talking about nobody who we meet on the show.
Well, you have.
And I hear you throwing shots at us weed smokers, nigga.
But you know, like I said,
there's a change.
You do is how you do it.
There's a change in that attitude too, though, Kamar. Because at first, maybe it was prior to your situationship, a relationship, that you were a little self-righteous about us meat consumers. Not to the point where I was offended, but you could see it. It's like, oh, look at you, motherfucking carnivores. You never said that.
You know when that come? You know when that come? When everybody, because everybody start throwing them jokes. When a lot of time when people become vegan, everybody else start throwing them jokes at them and shit. So it's kind of like a cause and effect, or maybe it's like that trauma coming back out. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
you niggas started that shit is what I'm saying.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're saying. It's Kev's fault. Kev, you started this shit.
You niggas started that shit.
Blame me, man. Listen, anybody out there who's listening, if you ever see something fucked up and you don't really understand how it happened or why it happened, say, fuck Kev. It's his fault this shit happened. Even if you don't know me.
It is. Hey, but you know what, though? Also, though, too, come on, I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though it might be hard, don't get me wrong, but I'm not a Bible believer, but I quote something in the book. Just don't mix. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like you believe in you Islamic, you a Muslim and she a Christian, or you Islamic and she a Hindu.
On my own show, people come at me sideways all the time because I believe in the Trinity, because I'm a Christian. So I don't take offense at it. I'm not a Bible thumper. First of all, I'm not at church every Sunday.
No.
I'm just saying, no, it's the same thing. No, it's the same thing because, like Kamar said, you only get defensive when people start talking shit to you. So when somebody start trying to laugh at me and shit and make jokes like, jumping, let me guess, Cam, God in heaven is listening to you. When you start doing that shit, I'll be like, well, fuck you too then. So this is duly noted. This is duly.
Fuck you too then.
Yeah, it's duly
noted. Be like, dog, we ain't gonna have no grass at the barbecue, nigga. You ain't gonna have nothing to eat. Like, going all kind of.
That's a good one. That's not me though. That's not one of mine, but that's a good one.
You ain't say that one. I done heard a bunch of them though. I
bet you have. Shit, why not? Because in your head you thinking. Because in your head, come out, you thinking that's all right. Keep eating them ribs with your fat ass. Don't call me when your diabetes when they finna cut your foot off. See,
I used to say shit. Hey, look, I used to say shit like that. Motherfuckers used to get at me. They'd be like, "Don't have me come." All right, nigga, I ain't coming to visit you when you getting bypass surgery or something.
Oh my God!
I used to say shit like that, but yeah, I'm past that.
To be human is to err. Let me get the chat room. Ian says my cousin Cadillac Fred lived over there too. Kerry Walker Jones said they fed babies to alligators, raped children, forced incest to breed us, murdered us over words and looks. I could go on all night. You're right. That's what I'm saying. This hypocrisy in our democracy. And this is one thing you should have peeped this out a long time ago. You cannot be new or late to the game. You should. That's why when that Charlie Kirk shit, I wasn't surprised that some people were. That's why my reaction wasn't the same. Because low key, I know any white man right now who comes out and really wants to talk bad on us, he has a bunch of white people with him. You know why? Because most of them are too intimidated to say it to our face.
And that's how they always been, though.
They used to be able to do it out loud.
Even growing up, the motherfuckers, the white boys, they never did get tough by themselves. They always had a group with them.
Yeah.
It was always back. They always had backup when they felt tough. And
it's like when they caught or catch you by yourself. Like they caught the young brother over there, damn near the Iowa. And Erica said we swept it under the rug, but it wasn't that. And I guess we sounded callous, but I was saying he should have known. Do you know who you dealing with? And you by yourself and there's alcohol. There's only a matter of time for one of them says either, I mean, I like black people, but here it come. I had a motherfucking white dude tell me one time, I actually like black people. I was raised by a nanny and she was black. She was like a member of our family. I said, motherfucker, you ain't sitting here telling me you like black people because y'all maid was black. If you don't get the fuck on out of my face, I don't understand. Why are you offended? If you don't get the fuck away from me, it's going to be a motherfucking problem. He never understood. What I say? What I say? Ian said, I never went on Atkinson without being strapped. See, God's so good. I stayed on Atkinson, graveyard hustling, walking the turf, standing on the soil, no strap, solo dolo, 3 a.m. getting my work off. That's why you can't tell me there's no God. With people getting dropped around me, people getting arrested around me. This is my life. I wasn't always tucking no metal when I was on act. Hey, you can't.
I know.
Tell
I
me.
used to be on 9th and Keys right there on the hill. Like I don't like Milwaukee. Milwaukee always been good to me though. Like I said, man, I never shit on home, man. I was telling somebody about that today. You know, motherfuckers always be talking about they moved to another state, this, that, and other. If you know you can't make it nowhere else, you gonna make it here. Goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? And for those that move to another state and do better, more power to you. But I love Milwaukee though. You know?
I see Beauty. Hey, shout out to Beauty Wallington. She said, hey, y'all, how you doing, Beauty? She's in the chat room. She said he had a gun on her and he was driving the car or truck. She talking about this accident. He had a gun on her. Said Beauty Wallington said name brand negotiators. She said, what's up with the Packers? She asking every question she could possibly think of. She talking about the Bucks. The Bucks star, the team got married. Then she back to he dropped. Beauty, slow down. Take a deep breath. She said, what's going on with the dog? She said, there's something wrong with everything. There's something wrong with everything. And getting high, it's not right. It weakens the way you function in the community. For some people, it does. Everything ain't for everybody. She said they should not be allowed to have medical care from that. Says you, who ain't in the extreme pain. How you going to tell a person who's suffering extreme pain that they shouldn't be allowed to have some weed? If you especially go to the hospital, or they can go to a drugstore and get opiates. We have an opioid epidemic right now. You know what fentanyl is? Fentanyl is a pain medication.
Hey, that's crazy. Like, people okay with all that shit. Like, if you go get it from the pharmacy, but then the motherfucker get some weed, you know what I mean, legally like that, that's wrong.
Years and years ago, right? I'm showing my age. I had reconstructive knee surgery. I tore my ACL when I was a freshman in college in a football game. I never took anti-inflammatories. I never took narcotic pain pills. You know what I did every time my knee started hurting? I smoked one. And I drank a half a pint of E&J. Fast forward years later, I tore my Achilles. That's the first thing to let you know when you old and you out there trying to play snap. That's the sit your ass down injury. And I was playing softball at work, tore my Achilles. They gave me all these pain pills. Never took not one of them. You know what I did? Every time my foot started hurting, smoked a blunt and drank a half a pint of E&J. Okay? Then I come out to see that these pills, Percocet, Vicodin, all this stuff was highly addictive, and people were suffering physical damage from it. So I don't buy that. They shouldn't give them that to take care of that pain. Why? Come on. Like, who said that? You gonna take something that somebody pressed up in a lab as opposed to taking something that at one point, at least before they hit it with chemicals or whatever, depending on what you're smoking, is by and large a natural supplement. You'll drink coffee. You'll drink tea, which is made from sugar cane, most of it, except for the processed shit, which is even worse for you. I crack up on people telling me about drugs while they slamming a cupcake or a Twinkie or eating Spam and shit. Don't smoke. Okay. Come on. Sharita's agreeing with
poison. Like, you know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers eating and drinking poison and then get mad at a motherfucker or say somebody out of order for smoking some weed.
Right.
But that's what I was saying. Like, different people don't do different shit for different reasons.
Well, you know what I mean? Everybody can't handle it.
Right.
You know what, Kamar? I can't handle coffee.
I done seen people who wouldn't eat seedless watermelon, but then they go eat some cake and cookies and shit.
I can't drink coffee. I don't like my stomach being warm, and it'll tear me up. So people drink coffee.
Drink cold coffee then.
I hate the taste of it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't fuck with coffee neither.
So people, the line at Starbucks be long as a motherfucker. And most of these people came, I had to get my mocha latte with extra cream and pumpkin sauce and all this shit on the side. But if I hit a bowl, I'm wrong. I'm not saying I do or I don't, just in case my job is listening, by the way. Ian said, I don't trust.
Like a motherfucker.
He said, I don't trust any meal that that didn't have parents. # Messy Monday. You don't have parents. Oh, okay. I see.
He's talking about, but eating animals is wrong, though. I do want to kind of like stop eating animals because I like animals and shit.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, my Bible says God gave us dominion over the earth for the animals and the plants to consume. That's what mine says.
Well, I know this right here, right? And I kill motherfuckers for this. They be like, well, I ain't drink milk. I said, would you drink horse milk? Oh, no, I wouldn't drink no horse milk. Would you drink cat's milk? Oh, no. You know, see, the thing is, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, who told us to get out there and suck on the cow titty? And, like, where did they get that from, though? Like, that's nasty.
What did
you know
I see
what
that
like,
on? That was on All the Homies Is Stupid, where he said, why do we just drink cow milk? Why don't we drink milk from all animals?
You know what I'm saying?
I seen that on YouTube. Sharita Shaw said Kamar transitioned a long time ago. She said, or this is Kerry Walker Jones. She said, when they say, oh, don't worry about it, you damn sure better worry about it. Sharita said, do they the bull? Do they know the bull? Well, some people don't. Some people do. See?
No, we're gonna leave him where he at.
Right. Some people know.
We're gonna leave Bull where he at.
Until you need him, then you go get him.
Right. Till I need him.
Right. It's just like some people know Kevin and they don't know Big Kev, right? It's oh man, hey Kevin, hey, how you doing? Yeah, you don't know, those days that dude ain't driving no more. I put him in the back seat.
We do not need no heavy rain around this motherfucker.
Yes, we do. I'm going outside as soon as the show over. Ian said the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Love it. Absolutely. That's what my grandmama said. I don't believe none of y'all more than I believe my grandmother. I know what my grandmama told me. And she explained it to me in a way that I could digest it. And it ain't what a lot of people say it is. Ewok said, I bet Dion didn't go past Fifth and Keith laughing my ass off. Them Vice Lords would have been on his ass.
Mama used to be down there on Second and Keith at the Mad Mule, fucking with Big Cat like them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was Vice Lords and shit down there. Like, I came from a different, like, how niggas did it different in different states, though. You know what I'm saying? Milwaukee wasn't as organized. Milwaukee was as organized as Chicago. Sometimes, like, I be wanting to go down there and holler at some of the folks, you know what I'm saying? But I also have to understand, though, that everywhere had their branches different. You know what I'm saying? Memphis got a different branch. Michigan got a different branch. St. Louis. So everybody is different, though. You know what I'm saying? So I had to accept that about Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, we ain't like the land is, but we our own land. You know what I'm saying? We just acknowledge the honorable teachers of Larry. You know what I'm saying? That's all that was, though. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but it depends on where you at. Because if you'd have walked up in Tweeties with your head to the right on some GD stuff, I'm getting out of there. And some other, it's like going.
Well, like I said,
it's like back in the days. If you went and people who know Capitol. If you went in Stables and you walk up in there and you got your hat banged to the right and you GD this and on the G that, you'd have had a motherfucking issue. It just depends on where you were.
All the JJs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
J&J's, depending on who you was, what night you was in there, and there was cats who was folks that came in J&J's. But I never seen no folk dudes come in J&J's and disrespect or nothing. It was always respect.
Weren't disrespectful. No, hell no.
So now,
when you get older, you don't draw the same way you did when you was a shorty, though. You know what I'm saying?
About get older. We was young. It just wasn't happening. Listen, I hear a lot of people talk shit about my neighborhood about, y'all didn't do this and y'all didn't do. Yeah, but y'all didn't do. It was not a whole.
Y'all didn't do this.
No, because they always. I've heard all these. Oh, y'all only went here and y'all only went there and But you never came. You never brought that to where we was at. it would have been a problem. That doesn't make us great. I'm not romanticizing it. I'm saying it went both ways because I knew it was some areas I wasn't finna go to. I wasn't even going. I wasn't even gonna show up.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's like me going down on, 5th and Center, 10th and Center, talking about yeah. No, you have my guys that say, "You what the fuck you doing down there? Why are you down there?"
Still, even today, you know what I'm saying? Like we used to fuck with bras down there on like Randolph and Townsend and shit. Motherfucker, and you know what I'm saying? Like when you think about the lifestyle like used to happen, like, even going to Westline, motherfuckers used to have to bring big 357, big 45, 44, you know what I'm saying? So now that I'm older, like damn, I gotta take a weapon with me to go by a bitch house? Like hell no, I ain't with that. That's why I don't be too quick to fuck with females because you never know what these hoe ass niggas can't take it. They brought. I ain't raped the bitch, you know what I'm saying? Shit, she fuck with me on her own.
I would like to hear you. I would like to hear you work on referring to all women as bitches as well. Since we're smoking each other out. Since we're smoking each other out.
I ain't did nothing that this young lady or this woman would like for me to do. You know what I'm saying? She fuck with me on her own recognizance. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm not talking
but
about the one that's with you. I'm talking about in general. When you say shit, tell a bitch. See, it's a habit. It's a Freudian slip. It's automatic.
I mean,
that's an indicator. No. See, not just what I'm saying. Out. Since we talking about
that nigga,
since we going in on each other,
I refrain from it though. I said the young lady or the woman or just any woman in general.
Time, every other time you refer to women on this show tonight, you said bitch, the bitch. I tell a bitch, yeah, bitch. That's your MO. I'm just saying, be all right. Be all right. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. I appreciate you correcting that behavior, and I'm gonna try to refrain from
just a suggestion. Just a suggestion. I don't know.
I'm gonna try to refrain from it, but like a lot of things that we used to do when we was younger. You know what I'm saying? I just, it was crazy because even to this day, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, I don't have no problems nowhere where I go. You know what I'm like. I could be in Tupelo, Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee, goddamn it, New Orleans, and I go on the swivel. I also have my head on the swivel and I'm respectful. And then also this too, I'm not a young nigga, I'm an older man. You know what I'm saying? So they don't look at me threat. They like look at old school, woo this, woo that. So shit. When you get, it's a blessing to get older because you can just go anywhere and people ain't gonna fuck with you unless they trying to rob you or something. Shit.
Let me get to this
I don't be looking like no motherfucker want to rob me.
Let me get to this chat room right quick.
Go ahead.
I'm behind. Beauty is saying weed is chemicals. She said, what about a cupcake? But why is it right to do drugs? It's not good. Messy Monday. I didn't say, you know what? I didn't say anything about what's right or wrong because the definition of right and wrong is in your head. It's so subjective. And you said, what's wrong with a cupcake? If you out the corner store, they're trying to ban the dyes that are in the cupcake. It's processed. You don't know how long this cupcake been sitting in this wrapper. It probably made 2 years ago. You are ingesting some of, you don't know what. And a lot of times you will feel different after you eat that cupcake or that cookie. Processed foods have an effect on your system. It is almost the same thing. And people want to point to different parts of it, but I'm saying you can't judge people when you're not 100% clear and pure yourself. Brenda Peterson said, we tried medical cannabis for my son to try and get him off the psych meds. He was taking the highest dose of THC pills they usually give to cancer patients, and it didn't do anything for him. I was spending over $1,500 and it wasn't helping him. He went back to the psych meds. Maybe you shouldn't have spent that. You should have just bought a sack from the hood, right? I'm not trying to be funny. And I was referring more to pain. Like psychologically, if you got psychological issues, no, I don't know. I'm not encouraging that. I'm saying for pain, people who are in pain. It is a serious pain relief. If you've ever had any kind of surgery or anything and you smoked some good weed, you felt a little bit better. And with sleep too, because some of us don't sleep. Carrie Walker Jones said weed is not good for psych issues. She's just what I don't know who started that lie. It just makes psych issues worse. Yeah, I don't know. I've never dealt with it because of psychological issues. He said 5th. They didn't come past 6th Street neither. Sharita Shaw said, well, damn. Brenda said, now, Kev, I'm his guardian. No, I'm okay. I listen, once again, that you heard me say everything ain't for everybody. There's no such thing as a one size fits all approach when you're dealing with people. Humans have variables, they have intangibles, and you can't. That's why you got to be careful when you're judging someone or you are trying to call them and lump them in. It's like all black men is criminals, all black men is bastards. They're all fucking deadbeat dads. That's you lumping us in, and it's just not true about all of us. Some of that stuff is not. Is there some of us who that apply to? Yeah, that's why we say if the shoe fit, buy a matching purse. I did get another caller. Caller, are you with us?
Yes, sir. What's going on, brother?
What it do, man? What's happening, Orlando?
Ain't nothing. Just listen to the show. Messy Monday.
Okay. This is gave us that cupcake. Hashtag Messy Monday. Just kidding. I don't eat that shit either. I ain't say I wouldn't eat a cupcake. I'm just saying I'm not judging nobody else for what they do. That's what I'm saying. I'm not telling people not to eat cupcakes. Hell, I eat pork rinds sometimes. I'm not judging nobody. I still like Vienna sausages. No diddy. I'm just saying you got to be careful about judging people. That's why I try to be fair. This is why in any conversation I go into now, my thing is I'm no longer going to debate about racism with anybody. I'm not going to debate about Republicans versus Democrats. I'm not, because I feel like country, where we sit, where we stand, they showed us with the Kirk thing how they feel about us. I'm just here to represent. So when you give us when you make an inaccurate statement that doesn't apply, I'm just going to check you in on that. I'm not debating about the shit. You're not going to get that energy out of me, especially about racism. Because a motherfucker who say they don't see racism, that's just on them. It's not on me to try and say, but look, if you ain't looked at this shit all this time, that's for you to figure out. Now, Orlando, did you listen to Nick Fuentes about when he was making his comments about black conservatives? And like Ice Cube said, here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. And I looked in his comments, and there were thousands of white people who were saying this is true. He was saying that if you are a black conservative, you are a token. You are a DEI hire. You are somebody who's a sellout. This is from him saying you're a sellout. You're a coon. This is Nick Fuentes. And a lot of white people support him. And he was talking about being conservative. Did you hear this? Are you aware of this or what? What's on your mind?
I've seen some of his stuff, and I just lump it in the bucket that needs to be sinful. He clearly is someone who will definitely believe that.
Oh, he's a racist. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm surprised you said that.
He can, there maybe are conservatives speaking voices that you may not agree with, Cass, that it's easy to say they are all are racist, but Fuentes is clearly a racist, although he has Fuentes' last name is Spaniard.
What's the difference between him and Kirk? Because you said Kirk wasn't racist. So what's the difference between those two?
Well, I'm going to respect your platform because you made it clear already about the Kirk situation. I'll refrain because
no, I asked you a question though. I asked you a question.
So I believe Charlie is not a racist. I think that there's a difference between him and Nick Fuentes, and it's very clear.
Okay.
I think you look at some of the things that he said, they may have been hot. Now, I'll give you that. Because we can get hot. But I do believe that for me, what I saw more, and I wasn't really a big Turning Point fan, nor probably Kirk, big. I really wasn't, that in that lane. The more videos I saw, considering his assassination, that really drew a lot of people. If you've seen Christians, more Christians who believe and they want to figure out, more about what God says.
White Christians. White Christians.
Well, I wouldn't say that only, Ken, but you can say that because, it's your platform.
No, it's true. He was a white Christian. And let me tell you something. There's such thing as the slave Bible, and there was a perversion of Christianity that white racists use and slave masters use to try and pacify slaves and keep them from rising up against them. That is true. There's white Christianity versus black Christianity. There's a profound difference between the Black Baptist Church and white Baptist churches or white Christians. There's just a difference.
I believe you. What I would say, definitely racism, evil in the world is true. Like you have, bigotry, you have sexism, you have all the isms, but they all the isms go into one bucket. Because I am a believer, and you all know that, and I profess it. I'm not perfect. No, don't profess that ever. But you all know on this platform that I've talked about my faith very clearly, that I am a believer. And you talked about it too as well, Kevin. You and your wife, you talk about how you all are definitely believers. The ideas of how things were, you can say, well, he came across, or you believe he's this person. And I heard you set up for the story. I've been listening all night. So I want to respect how you set up the rules for the platform. It is your platform.
That's a cop out, Orlando. Don't cop out. Don't do that. Don't do that. Whoa. Don't do that. Don't do that, because now, if your intention is to make a point that Kirk wasn't racist, and I say I don't agree with it, I respect the fact that you're saying it, but I'm gonna tell you I disagree with it. There's no rule in place that says you have to agree with anything I say, and everybody on this show has disagreed with me at one. Not fair for you to do that. What you're referring to is because I told you when we were not on this show, I don't give a fuck what you think. Trump's a racist. I don't give a fuck what you think. Kirk is a racist. And I'm going to say that no matter what you say. So if you really want to have full disclosure, now it ain't about me setting up no rules, because I've stated as just the fact that you're here shows that what you just said is not accurate. There ain't no rules, because you've been allowed to say whatever you want to say. But I'm not going to let you, what I'm not going to let you do is say some bullshit out of respect to my audience. No stupid shit like Charlie Kirk was not racist, when I can pull up a million clips of him, and the context is all there of him saying some racist shit about black people. I'm going to stop you every time. So if those are the rules that you're referring to, then I guess there are some. Let me go to the chat room because it's backing up. Ian said, Nick said, what a lot of them think. Charlie KKK wasn't a racist. He went to a majority white universities, misquoted crime stats regarding black people intentionally, and never retracted the statements. Again, he was held in high regard within the Republican Party, so you will not find any person that has any level of visibility in that party that will badmouth Kirk, or they will no longer butter the bread. Ewok says, slave ass Orlando is despicable. Earl Henning said Orlando is the sellout. Let me go back up. I want to make sure I didn't miss nobody, y'all. Okay, this is Mama Jenkins. She said, I was in Denver and my friend was paralyzed and he had medical marijuana, and that was some good shit. I slept like a baby at night and didn't have no pain. Now, in order to get some good weed, you have to go to the dispensary and get you some. Hey, some good shit coming out of California. I'm just trying to tell you. Brendan Peterson says only difference is Kirk is white. So I'm gonna give you a chance to finish, Orlando, because I just, when you can't say something about me that's not accurate and think I'm just gonna let it ride. So do you? Well, so I don't know. I don't know what your aim was in that.
No, I'm gonna, again, I appreciate the opportunity to speak my position. I just heard kind of like, okay, well, maybe tonight ain't the night I need to call in. So I'm just trying to respect what you're trying to do or what you are doing to the platform to say, okay, if you support Charlie Kirk, I ain't fucking with you. I'm like, oh, okay. I hope our relationship, our friendship, is a little deeper than if we have some category differences on issues. But I'll go with it if you're going to allow it to happen. I'll call you tomorrow.
If you individually want to call in my show and tell me how he wasn't racist and he was a good Christian and all this bullshit, then you can call me tomorrow, or you can call me after the show. When I say I'm not fucking with you, I mean just that, because I'm not even trying to hear that bullshit. And it could be my mother to say it, and I'd be like, Mom, I'm not fucking with you on that. So it is what it is. And if I'm wrong, Why can't I be wrong when these motherfuckers is wrong and they fill up an NFL stadium and fly the flag at half-mast for a motherfucker who was wrong about how he felt about us? He made so many inaccurate statements, even with the whole thing about, oh, the liberals want to pay for transgender mice research and we're paying for this. That shit was a lie. I watched Bill Maher. I watched him bow down the bill and say, okay, maybe I never heard Kirk get checked, because it wasn't true. It's something that the Republicans and Trump made up. It wasn't about transgender mice. It wasn't about that. It was about them doing experiments on mice for health purposes, health and research purposes. So it wasn't even about them trying to have transgender mice. But see, these are the lies that y'all spread on your, and maybe not you, but your party. Y'all throw these lies out. People who don't do their research, and a lot of the people who support y'all on the bottom level are illiterate as well. I want you to know that. I want you to know most are ignorant. Okay, most of them are ignorant. That's why they're ignorant, because they refuse to pick up a book and learn for themselves. But they create all these false narratives. This is the kind of shit that started stereotypes long ago about a black man smokes weed and he started lusting after white women. You ever heard of reefer madness? You know, all of the hype campaign about drugs created by a racist motherfucking fake ass drugs are. You know about that, right?
So I do know some of the stories of how marijuana became the classification, and a lot of misinformation around marijuana. And I think medical technology is still moving forward even today about, autism and Tylenol. Women should be concerned about, especially black males who have autism and what are we doing, So some of the things I'm gonna leave alone. I'm gonna let it lie, because I respect you enough, and I respect Kamara enough, the platform. I'm just gonna leave alone for some of the platform. Because I do want to say some things, but what's more important to me, that we continue to dialogue, that we continue to have conversations, even if we don't agree. Even if we don't agree, I'm not gonna say, well, I don't want to hear nothing from Ken.
So basically, you can't say that Charlie Kirk was a racist. You just can't say that.
So what's important to me is that a dialogue about different positions, different ideas, is so paramount to this country. The ideas of how, blacks or whoever, that we have an awesome opportunity in this country. America's not perfect. America is set. But I want to, but even for this platform, I wouldn't want to see Kev and Outlaws go away because I don't agree with what they say. Kimmel was just reinstated, his ratings, are terrible. I don't know how his negotiations.
Once again, that's not true. And Kimmel was his show's coming back.
I just said he was just reinstated tonight.
Right. So his ratings wasn't terrible though.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen. If you look at the numbers in that slot against other platforms or the platform, he hadn't been historically in a good position.
So there's no coincidence that they did this after he made some comments regarding Kirk. There's no coincidence there.
I would say that Kimmel has some deeper issues that he needs to be concerned about moving forward.
How do you know this? Who's your source? What are you talking about?
As far as his numbers?
Yeah, you don't know television. You don't know the sheep shit from Wild Honey about television ratings and how they even work. How many viewers did he average a week since you've done the research?
So what I'm looking at is the readouts from other platforms.
Who shows doing better than his, and by how much?
So you look at Greg Gunfeld, the Fox News Network.
Who?
You look
at Who? Is he on late night television? You can't even compare him. He's a late night talk show host. He's not on CNN. He's not on Fox.
Again, if you want to debate me on, why?
Ain't no debate. I'm not debating. This is not a debate. It's number.
Hey, but ain't Jimmy Kimmel more of a comedian? Like his show is comedic.
And why does
he crack jokes about people? Like
Kamar, why does Kirk get to say what he want and be celebrated for his right to say what he want, but Kimmel can't say what he want?
Right. Good point.
I think the Kimmel situation is a business decision. that Disney is looking at the numbers. So
Man, it's still the First Amendment. Oh, there's still the amendment. It's still the amendment.
Listen, Kamar, check this out. I love my chat room. Shout out to the Outlaw family. Look, y'all share this show. I ain't even gonna say that. Ewok is talking about he's dissing Orlando. Earl is dissing him. I'm right. Ian says I cut ties with my fan of 30 years because he got brainwashed with his version of the Republican Party. He hates women. He hates Indian people. He hates black people unless they make six figures. He's a fake Christian by definition. Goes to church every Sunday and just doesn't live it in real life. He's disrespectful amongst a ton of other things that I don't have enough characters to even type. I always think it's funny when we talk about white Christians and you understand that Ku Klux Klansmen went to church on Sunday mornings after they done burnt down somebody's house and hung them the night before. Those is the white Christians we talking about. These are the white people who shit on us the most that would go up in their church on Sundays and sit and talk about Christianity. Go bullshit. Sharita Shaw said, she said, talk. Who's this? This is Kerry Walker said, Kimmel's back on tomorrow. Disney lost too much money. And Ernest Walker says,
what did you want?
Ernest Walker said Kimmel was number 2 in the ratings, Sambo. I'm Ron Burgundy. I didn't mean I was talking about he's number 2 in the ratings.
Number 2 on Disney. Number 2 on Disney, not the numbers. Number 2 on Disney.
So
I'm gonna lock you in the wrong.
Even if they're Disney, even if you're Disney and he's number 2 on your show, why would you cut him?
Because Kimball has been losing viewership for at least 5 years now, bro. I'm just.
Well, they should have been cut him then. Don't cut him when he said some bullshit.
You are exactly right, Dion. He should have been gone. I agree with you there.
Yeah. Look, Ewok said no free speech for me, Kev, because I didn't read his last insult. That's why we got a phone line. That's why we have a phone line. He said my First Amendment denied on Outlaw. You crazy, Ewok. No, I'm not. I'm just, come on, man. I can't. Because I feel like
you gotta say it yourself.
Right. I feel like I'm one-sided. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool with the man, but then I'm like kind of laughing when somebody say something about him. So if you want to insult him, call in, and then that way he can respond in real time, and you know, get that man a fighting chance.
I mean, my fault.
Hold on. No, you was wide open. You had the lane. Earl Henny's called you a sale out, not a sellout, a sale out. She said the lies they tell. This is Kerry Walker Jones. Ian Jordan back in the chat room. He says his ratings are not terrible. Ask Orlando to cite his source in regard to. Ask Orlando to cite his source in regard to Jimmy Kimmel's ratings being bad. Disney stock went down 7% since they fired or canceled. You get suspended. They do not bring you back if your ratings are bad. But that is a talking point that anyone that is visible in the Republican Party has to speak at this point. They quote nothing factual. Look at their leader, Charlie Kirk. A lot of inaccurate statistics. He didn't cite any of his sources. Ewok, you are on the line to take advantage of your amendments and your rights. So what's going on?
That's right. I didn't see it all of the derogatory shit I think that I had to say. But man, come on, man. Common sense is common sense. Man, it's about the money. Them motherfuckers saw, God damn, that money went so fast. They said, we're going to have to deal with Trump later. They sat at that table and they said, man, we done fucked our money up. Them Disney Plus programs and them Hulu programs, and people said, start boycott ABC. And that they ran the call to get Jimmy back. But it's still already backfired on their ass. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to have to get that money back. They got enough to get it back. But people with money don't like losing $5 billion around this motherfucker. Then you got a motherfucker like Orlando talking about well, he had low ratings. You parroting what the white man wants you to parrot.
So is. We ain't got no proof on that shit.
Yeah, he's the biggest parrot in history, Dion. Go ahead, Dion.
Anybody with bad ratings, they ain't gonna have that time slot on TV.
Well, TV viewership
doubt.
in general across the board, even some of those cable, how many of those cable news shows have been canceled? People aren't watching television as much as they used to in the first place.
But what I'm saying is that time slot that Jimmy Kimmel got is a prime slot. That's when for those type of shows, everybody want that slot.
That's true.
That hour, you know what I'm saying? So ratings couldn't have been bad.
Well, I'm looking at the NBC ratings. You look at they have Monday Night Football.
He ain't on NBC. He on ABC.
I'm sorry, ABC shows. I mean, it's a chart right here. It's 18 slots. He will fall in the 18 slots.
You the one looking at it. You tell us.
I'm reading through the 18 slots now. Like I'm looking at Monday Night Football, World News with Dan Myers, Saturday Football, Dance with Stars. I don't even see him.
Well, he's not on television right now. They've taken him off. So if you're looking at the latest version, of course, he's not on television.
He can go in the top 18.
When is it dated?
Man, there's no way in the world that you can just be that convinced of the bullshit they be telling you. At first it used to be kind of funny, but now it's starting to be sick. Now it's starting to be sickening. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Trump didn't say he hates people at Charlie Kirk's funeral, because I know you watched it. You probably forced your family to watch it, and y'all sat around and like a cult and shit, and you probably was crying and had them at gunpoint and shit. You know what I'm saying? They like, this nigga crazy. Trump didn't say that. He didn't get up on national TV and say he hated his political opponents. They're not trying to make the Democrat Party a terrorist organization.
At a funeral, he said this hateful shit at a funeral. At a fucking funeral. And this cult member ass nigga Orlando is sitting there. He gonna tap dance around that shit like a good boy and get his shoe shine box and try to say some half smart shit because he think he's intelligent. Now watch this dumb shit come out of his mouth. Go on right ahead, Orlando. The mic is yours.
I'm reading the AI review. They saying Jimmy Kimmel was third in ratings.
Okay.
For late night talk show.
There was some decline though. He did, but
that's how he I'm saying that's how he wound up being third.
Right. Okay.
Well, shit, how many motherfuckers can say that?
Right.
Well, he's been third. He's been third, and now you have networks saying carry a show. And even though they all night, you got networks that are affiliates and they're not going to carry the show regardless of what Disney says.
He averages 1.6 million views per show. Why would you cancel that?
And he's third in the late night show.
That's the top three. That's top three in television. That's damn good.
Well, again, ABC, you don't want to be third. So he's not moving the needle.
Because ABC got so much going on. What the fuck are you talking about?
Tap.
Their call. Their call.
Listen. I want y'all to. This is something I want to say because it's 9:51. This time goes so fast. We might have to add an extra hour or something to the show. I don't know. Maybe an extra night. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
Behind the seat.
I want to say
what point is Orlando trying to make though? What is he trying to? What point is he? What point is he trying to make about Jimmy Kimmel?
The whole point was that the ratings. That's where the conversation extended to. But that's been debunked. But no, actually, it wasn't debunked. There was a slight slippage in his ratings, but that's not why he was canceled. He was canceled because of the comments that he made about Kirk. That's the fact. That's why I'm moving on.
Dion asked him, did Donald Trump make a hateful speech at that sold out 60, 70,000 people stadium? And he didn't reply to that. I want to respond. Was that some hateful shit or not? He's sitting there preaching hate at a funeral.
Orlando, did he say that? Were you aware of it, or did you watch the service? I didn't watch it.
I heard him at the funeral that he doesn't have forgiveness for his enemy.
He hated him flat out.
Well, hold on, Ernest. As a man of God, hold on. As a man of God, you support that? Because you just said you're a believer. You support a leader that would say that?
So let's be clear. I think I know their verses are talking about you are an enemy of God. It's very clear. So I think that he's not the best theologian to face things like this at a funeral. So I'll leave it there. He's not a theologian like that.
As a man who believes, you will follow a leader who feels something that says something or stands for something that's totally against what your true belief is. That's what I ask you.
I wouldn't follow someone against what I believe in.
But you follow him and you acknowledge him as your leader, but you're a true believer, and the Bible says forgiveness is divine.
So he's not my leader like that. I support my leader. Right. So be clear.
What part you support? When he grab him by the pussy? Is that the part you support, Orlando? Huh?
He's not your leader? He's not your leader? You voted for him.
It can't be the part that you support transgenders and homosexuals.
You support them fucking with looking at little girls in the locker room? You support that, Orlando?
Orlando, don't move the goalposts. You voted for him. You voted for him. You voted for him.
You support a 34 times convicted felon, Orlando?
I support felons who have second chances. Maybe you don't.
He ain't getting no second chance. He's a convicted felon. He shouldn't have had the right chance to run for president.
I support felons who have changed. I support them. So again,
boy, you tap dancing like a motherfucker. Boy, I don't know what they put in your shit. Boy, they got you real good. God damn, they got you real good, boy. You's a super sucker, sellout motherfucker. Boy, goodness gracious. I ain't gonna say nothing else to this sellout motherfucker, Kev. I'm out.
All right. Peace and love.
All right.
Hold on. Let me catch my chat room, Orlando. Hold on. He said, let me go back. I don't want to miss nobody. Whoa, shit. Whoa. Okay. This is Ian Jordan. He says, since 2015, these people's numbers have been going down on the regular TV due to streaming platforms. What the fuck is he talking about? Kerry Walker Jones says, yeah, it's lies, Orlando. Stop believing the hype. Earl Henny said, Orlando, he was there with Trump in his redneck hat. Brendan Peterson said he said hate. He said he hates. She's clarifying. He said he hates. Mama Jenkins in the chat room. She said Jimmy Kimmel net worth is $50 million. He don't give a fuck about being canceled, and I truly believe he will have some more shit for their ass tomorrow. And he was going to get picked up by someone else, and he would have been reinvigorated ratings wise since he was canceled. Sometimes you motherfucker need to recharge. He would have been polarized because somebody would have brought him back. Kerry Walker Jones says he said the wife forgave his shooter, but he hates people that are against him. And Ian says, where is he ranked in regards to streaming? This is Walker Jones said Trump had 32 plus chances. Brendan Peterson said, we know he hates, but he actually spoke those words at that funeral. And Earl Henning said Orlando and Donald kissing. Listen, I gotta get this off before we get out of here. And we will be back Wednesday, y'all. We will be back Wednesday. I want y'all to know, and this is probably, I guess this kind of connects this. The mainstream media is garbage. It's garbage. And I don't watch ESPN anymore because it's just a shit show. It's a circus now. First of all, and this is in regards to the Packers, because Beauty had asked me about the Packers earlier. And for a lot of people who don't understand, the Green Bay Packers are a National Football League team. They play in a professional football league. They play against football players. It is very hard for any team, and it's only happened once in I don't know, 100 plus years of the league. There's only been one undefeated team, right? And they played 1972 Dolphins, and a lot of people say there's nowhere near the level of athleticism then that there is now. We know that to be true because during that time, it was a point where black athletes weren't even being really recruited by a lot of Division I colleges, particularly in the SEC. That's not my point. My point is the Packers won 2 games in a row. And I said this when people call me, my friends who watch football. I said, yo, man, they look good. People say, Kev, they won to the Super Bowl. I said, it's the second game. It's the second game of the season. Oh, no, that's good. All of the commentators. Oh, the Packers are the best team in the NFL. Oh, the Jordan Love and the Packers lost to the Cleveland Browns yesterday, 10-13. If you know football and you don't just see it as a bunch of big dudes running into each other, if you understand that everybody on that field plays a position and has something to do whether or not you're failing or succeeding, okay, then you would understand that they played a football team, another professional football team that has other individuals who are paid millions of dollars to play. They lost, okay? It wasn't the most horrible football game I've ever seen. Was there some mistakes made? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm watching the media today. Oh, all these commentators, Jordan Love, they can't go nowhere. See, that's his problem. He can't win the big. Micah Parsons is overrated. Oh, he can't play against the run. Oh, Green Bay's a pretender. They lost 3 starting offensive linemen within the first quarter and a half of the game. Okay? If you don't know football, you don't know it. If you don't understand the nuances of it, you just don't know. See, my problem with the mainstream media, and now they sprinkle in a lot of ex-athletes, a lot of former athletes, right? The problem with some of these athletes is that they're old and they're washed up and they didn't make the kind of money that these brothers is making now. So they're already envious, okay? And so their opinions are slanted because they need to generate controversy so that their ratings won't get kimmeled, okay? But I see this now, and I'm talking about other black dudes. Oh, Michael Parsons now ain't shit. The Green Bay Packers defense played just as good as the Cleveland Browns defense. As a matter of fact, if not for an interception, they don't even score a touchdown.
Right.
And once again, there are 17 games in a season.
Hey, the motherfuckers only had to get 7 yards to get a touchdown.
There's 17 games in a season. This is game 3. How you...
Hey,
the flip-flopping is ridiculous. It's stupid.
You know what I saw that I ain't see no commentator talk about?
What's that?
You know how they always say how the Packers is the youngest team in the league, right?
Nobody brought it up.
So dig this. I ain't saying that is the excuse, but dig this perspective. You win 2 games in a row against 2 of the top teams. The media blow your head up. Young motherfuckers, the media can get to. So you come across a game where you're supposed to win, you think you just, hey, we the Packers, we got Micah Parsons, and hey, this is gonna be easy. And like you said, that other team are full of professionals also who get paid millions of dollars to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes you got teams where they're young and then they may need this. They may need to get smacked to show like, look, every game is hard. Ain't no push on. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes teams you come across teams that need that.
And this is a team that's 0-2 at home trying to win their first game. They played hard. No Diddy. Now, hold on. I just want to say this.
That nigga say no Diddy.
I'm just saying that it's not enough for you to just watch the game and say, hey, this was a hell of a football game, because it was. But my problem is, if you've never played football, how can you tell a professional football player anything? And even for the vets that are on these panels, I seen them, they were mad because Micah Parsons says, hey, sometimes you shit the bed. This is him taking accountability because he had some offsides penalties, still played a hell of a game. But he's saying, listen, it's very hard to go undefeated in this, because one of his teammates, Rasheed Walker, said they can go undefeated. He didn't say it, though. He said it's hard to do that. He said, look, even the greatest teams sometimes come out and have tough games and they lose them. Oh, these dudes jumped all over him. Damian Woody, you ain't won nothing yet. You won't get to talk like that. That man is a 5-time Pro Bowler in his first 5 years. Where's your stats, Damian? I think he may have won a Super Bowl with Pittsburgh so long ago. Nobody remembers you. Nobody knows you. We play this game with each other where we'll get down on each other. See, that's why I don't like the game that Stephen A. Smith plays, in which he will just really go at a brother. Like, dude, you should be objective. It shouldn't be slanted. It shouldn't be personal. It shouldn't be envious. That's my take. That just let me know that this is trash. The mainstream media is trash. The only place where real opinions and truth gets told is on platforms like these and other platforms that are on the internet that stream. Because mainstream television is going to lie to you, or they're going to sell a false narrative so they can sell advertising. Who was that trying to jump in here? Was it Orlando or was it Dion trying to jump in about the Packers?
I was trying to jump in. I'm not getting off the Packer, bandwagon. I believe they got a good team. You have to also remember that Cleveland's defense is pretty aggressive defense.
They're the number one defense in the league.
Yeah.
Right, so they have some of the most outstanding players. So it was definitely an early test on where we need to improve. and how we need to do better. But yeah, I mean, no one wants a loss. Cleveland ain't no punk, and you got Flacco, who's a perennial all-star. Well, I'll say that, who knows at least how to move the ball down the field. And so it was. I watched the game, didn't like it. Know how it ended. Definitely, we had more penalties than we should have. Yes, Michael said he took responsibility for the things he did, but it's an early test, and it just shows that what we have to work on. And I'll leave it at that.
And it shows that the commentators are, number one, full of shit. Because if Green Bay goes and beats Dallas ass, the next day, guess what? Green Bay's the best team in the league again.
Okay.
The Bears is beat Dallas now.
Right. But see, now they were shitting on the Bears. Caleb Williams wears nail polish. He's a bust. They were horrible last week. They go out and hang a 40 burger on the Bears. Now, Caleb Williams Ben Johnson's got him playing. You see what I'm saying? It's bullshit.
Oh, he wear nail polish? Oh, yeah, they definitely should.
Yeah, that's his thing. That's his thing. He's always worn nail polish.
Oh, no. Why they do
This is Brenda. She said, are we going to talk about Adam Wednesday? Adam who? Who we talking about? Adam. Who's Adam? Who we talking about, Brenda? Adam. Earl Henning said people that play football know football. That's what I'm saying. Like, when I'm watching a football game, I'm not looking at it like, look, they just running into each other. I'm looking at the defensive line. I'm looking at the linebackers. I'm looking at the defensive back. I'm looking at what defense they're in. I'm looking at the offense, their formation. I'm looking at the motion. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching the game. I'm talking more than the goddamn announcers because I played it and I know.
I'm looking at this Baltimore-Detroit game in Detroit. I don't know what's up with Lamar Jackson, man. I think he depends on Derrick Henry too much.
Are they winning or losing?
Man, Baltimore losing. I don't like the Detroit no more because I stopped liking Detroit a couple years ago when they blew that game against San Francisco. I'm like, fuck Detroit after that because I've always been a Detroit fan. Even when they won 0-16 one year, I liked them.
I like the uniforms. I like Baltimore. I wanted to make this correlation about mainstream media because we saw last week Dame Dash go on the Breakfast Club and verbally assault Charlemagne. And we didn't talk about this on the show.
I didn't see that.
I seen it.
He didn't verbally assault him. He just put him in the place.
Well, he verbally assault. Anytime you point to a man's face and say, I could punch you in your shit right now and you wouldn't do nothing. When he said, you gay.
And called him gay.
And told him he was a poor representation of black masculinity. That's verbal assault, Orlando.
I'll give you that. I think it went too far. I think it got way too hot, way early in the conversation. I don't know why they even took the show. I don't even know why DJ Envy didn't shut it down.
Because he can't. Because DJ Envy is trying to run from that RICO for them doing fraud, where they were frauding people with a Ponzi scheme, and he didn't want Damon Dash to talk about that. That's why he was choosing his words very carefully. Now, not to cut you off, Kamar, because I saw you trying to jump. I just want to say this: the sensationalism of it is what it is. Like, Dame was acting a fool, but when he told him that you make your living by gossiping about other men, because he called him a girl several times. He said, you act like a girl, you behave like a girl. Your whole job is sitting in this room. You ain't outside nowhere. You scared to even go anywhere because I saw you.
Yeah, how about this part? That's my OG right there. Right there. That's my OG. Yo OG is Wendy Williams, nigga.
Man, smack upside your head. Right? What she used to say, how you doing? Listen.
Hey, Charlemagne was like, my OG ain't no Wendy Williams. He said, nigga, she put you in the game. You worked for her for 15 years, didn't you? He said, yeah, that's your OG, nigga.
So even when he says you're broke, though, and he says, see, once again, you sound like a woman. Man, we don't talk to each other like that. I ain't worried about what the next man got in his pocket. Like, his whole sensibility there. And if you watch it, because the show is very gay friendly, it really is. It is very LGBTQ useful, right? And there is a lot of gossip. There is a lot of side talking. If you've watched this show over the years, you've seen certain people come in and check him I seen Beanie Siegel. I seen my man from Onyx come in and check him. I've seen Master P check him. And
We
also,
Birdman checking.
right, that's the biggest one. That's like the highest rated episode they ever had. And also, he's very, like, even with Andrew Schultz, who came out talking about he'd screw Kendrick and he'd take his booty and all that. That's his partner. That's his main man. So Orlando said he thought it went too far. I didn't think it went too far. I thought that he did what needed to be done. Because I know that this highly rated legendary show there in the Radio Hall of Fame and all this kind of thing. But I heard another comment. Is actually DJ Academic say he's not a Dame Dash fan, but one thing that was for sure, and he said maybe Dame wasn't the best person to say this, but he said the only real platforms right now, the people who are winning in that game, are the podcasters. When they find out that Joe Budden makes $40 million a week, and he says he was offered a job to represent another company, he turned it down. So he's saying what he was saying to Charlamagne about being a boss is true. Like, no, the mentality of us always being cool to say, okay, I made it. I'm good. I'm just going to stay here with Massa and be safe. Instead of saying, I got mine, I'm about to go start my own.
Well, you know, that's always been his thing. You know what I mean? Being his own boss, but nobody could tell him what to do. Using his own money to do shit. And he always been pushing that. Only thing is, I think he be kind of arrogant with it, and a lot of people don't like that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So he came on the Breakfast Club a while back and got into it with him. That's when this shit first started on the last episode. And he was talking to him about being a boss and all that. And you know what I'm saying?
But that's why they call him Dame Debt. That's why they make fun of him.
Hey, listen, Dog asked him. He said, hey, who paid $25 million in taxes? Nobody. Well, why the fuck you want me to be the first? Why I gotta be the first? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm broke because I don't want to pay $20 million in taxes. He said, I got $5 million in the bank. My family business got $100 million. I'm good.
Well, he
I
laid
let
out
y'all think I was broke. Like, the nigga's never been broke. You know what I mean? You really can tell. And I don't know why motherfuckers worried about how much money he got.
Because they want to make fun of him because, like you said, that prior show in which he came on and did the whole thing about being a boss. And so, you know, in popular media, it builds you up and then it wants to knock you down. You know what I mean? So a lot of celebrities that are up right now, and I can guarantee you all those celebrities that the music they're playing on the Breakfast Club and all these celebrities that Charlamagne and all those people on that show love, when they hit a fork in the road, because they will, when they hit a fork in the road, they're going to be there to clown them. That's their job. Like he said, your job is to gossip about other men.
Right.
Very accurate statement. Very accurate.
Well, I had this. He talked about tax code. They tried to come at him like, well, you filed bankruptcy and you owe child support, whatever you said you did. You know, and again, this is why I felt like it went too far as we're getting real personal right now. You don't know how things end when it gets personal, but nonetheless, he's like, man, I understand the tax code. He said, well, the president filed as well. He understands the tax code. He said, well, he's a no good businessman. He's like, wait a minute. I understand the tax code, and he basically said, I know how to move money. I know how to move money, and you don't. You don't.
Well, Charlamagne told him he was a bad businessman, and Dame turned around and said, but you support Donald Trump, and he's filed bankruptcy 5, 6, 7 times. What's your point? Like, once again, I think you have to be careful when you're laughing at someone when they're down.
And who said he really may not be down. Nobody knows. He keep telling everybody, I don't got no business. I put everything in my family name.
So it's gossip. So it's accurate what he said.
You know how to use trust and LCs and C Corps to move money. He's been around people that he's hired to know how to move his money.
And let's be honest, they're not selling anything on the Breakfast Club that's positive for us. Let's just be honest about this.
Anyway.
The music that they play, and he's gotten a lot better because years ago, I used to take my kids to school in the morning and it would be on the radio. And some of the shit that he used to say when he was sniffing women's seats and all this kind of shit. And
who did all that?
Charlamagne. And then he would have what's her face? I'm saying what's her face? Patti LaBelle, and he, you know, our older sister talking about he want to have sex with them and all this, until I think it was Patti LaBelle's son who came on there like, hey man, you need to freeze that shit. That's my mama. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, that's sad.
So this
Weird.
and he's tried to straighten himself up. But once again, I go back to the fact that he's very friendly with Andrew Schultz. When Andrew Schultz got beside himself, he didn't check him or dismiss him. You see what I'm saying? It's one of them Kirk things. If you stand with, you are fill in the blank. Now I want to address this. If anybody got something to say about this, y'all welcome to do it. I just want to make sure I address Brenda Peterson's comment because I didn't know who Adam. I didn't know she's listening to the show. She's in the chat room. Shout out to Brenda. She's a part of the Outlaw family. She's up in the Twin Cities. She said, when she asked us about Adam, she said, Parcell, the Office of Violence and Prevention with a new name. You know, we didn't talk about him because he ain't done shit. But Sean Moore told me he was out the country. When he starts to apply this pressure that he said he was going to apply, oh, we'll talk about him. But I haven't heard his name since his first day, and he was walking through the hood with the reporter on the south side, showing him where he killed the dude at. Like, Adam, come on, man. Like, I'm waiting on the pressure. When did you get hired? July? It's September, bro. Early August. It's September, and the murders haven't stopped. So I don't know how long. I don't know how you come into a new job. How much time off did he have? This motherfucker had a lot of PTO, didn't he? After my first day, I'm gonna be gone 3 months. How the fuck you do that when you just took a job where everything is chaotic and in shambles? So that's why we didn't talk about Adam. That's why, because he didn't. You know what I mean? Come on, Adam. Let's see some pressure, man. I'm waiting on the pressure, brother.
Adam, I don't even know who that guy is.
Yeah, what's Adam Purcell, who is the director of the Office of Wellness and Safety or something like that? They changed the name to. Is that it? Kamarka, I can never say it. Safety and Wellness, or what is it? Okay, right. We'll just call it OVP. He walks in laughing my ass off at, how you doing? I used to dislike I used to hate Wendy Williams' show, man. I didn't hate her, but I did not like her show. I thought she was messy.
Wendy was a beast.
She was messy and she was gossipy, and that's why she got that karma. We talked about the karma. And coincidentally, Kamar, they took that down off TikTok. That conversation that we had when Kirk first got shot and we were talking about karma. Sometimes the things you say welcome the things that invite the things that happen to you. You know, they took it down. They gave me my first warning for that.
Dirty son of a bitch.
And it had a lot of views too. They took that shit down quick. Boom. I said, we doing the right thing. I said, we doing the right thing.
I've been arguing with white people all week about that old Kirk shit. I said, I don't give a fuck what y'all
Well,
say.
don't argue.
Some lady named Laura Loomer. I don't know who she is. I be on former, what they call it, Twitter, which is X. She said Jasmine Crockett called her ghetto black bitch. Like, wow, woo!
Well, see, Dion,
man,
our new FBA mantra is we don't argue, we represent. I'm not gonna go back and forth. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you about something that I know to be factual. Why am I arguing with you about the existence of racism in this country? I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm just going to represent every time you say something inaccurate. And I can prove it. I'm just gonna represent. Actually, that's not true. Well, it's not true. You can say what you want. It's not, what you just said is inaccurate. You're intentionally misleading people. Ace Cooley said, remember Dame don't get along with them people. I believe it. Him, Jay Prince, Suge Knight, and Irv Gotti was trying to open up a powerful black music distribution company, but it was blocked by Diddy and Jay-Z. They don't want to ask them Zionists for nothing. Ace, I don't think you're wrong. I think Dame was a thorn in the ass of the record industry because he was an ass, but they're assholes. Lear Cohen, who they give all this guys, asshole. Most big time record executives are assholes. You have to be. It's a tough business. So, okay. Earl Henning said that he was on Homer Blow's show today. Adam Porcell was. Did he bring pressure? I haven't heard about it. Could you feel the pressure from listening to him? I don't know.
Okay, what are we expecting this role to actually do?
Nothing. That's why it was funny when he said he about to bring the pressure like never before. We was like, how and to who?
I mean, in the power of the purse strings that they invest in, possibly.
What power do they really? You don't have representatives that are deputized. The community won't trust you if they know you are cooperatively working with police. What are you show up? Your mission so far is to show up. And shout out to those people who work very hard. I'm not shitting on y'all. First of all, I appreciate what you all do, and I respect your bravery. But they have you out there on a misnomer. You're going to show up after the violence is done and do great work. But that in itself is not violence prevention. The violence was already executed. If you said we're going to prevent more violence, I would have said, And if I'm wrong, then why did they change the name? Why did they change the name? Also, how many directors have you had? If what anybody was doing at any given point in time was effective, he or she would have stayed or not been removed. So, Orlando, the answer to your question is no, I don't expect that. I don't expect them to be able to do anything other than press ops and get some good press conferences. That's my expectation.
Fair enough.
Kerry Walker Jones said, the little white bitch that defiled the strange fruit song. Who's she now? She called her a little white bitch. She went Dion on her. She called her a bitch. Dion called all women bitches. Yeah, them bitches. Dion offended the sisters one night, and I listened back to that show one night. I said I should have stopped that shit. At the time, I didn't think I was wrong. I said,
that's freedom of speech, though. That's freedom of speech, though.
Dion, we got to set the precedent for respecting women, even if they're disrespectful or you don't like them. We as men, like you said, sometimes you get too old for certain shit. And at this point, as the father of a young lady, a young 22-year-old, beautiful, dynamic black woman, and a wife, and a man who loved my mom, we've outgrown disrespecting women in any shape, form,
why
or
is
fashion.
The word bitch so offensive, though? Why is it
coming
offensive?
from a man, it is a negative connotation. Just like I say, Dion, what up, my nigga? But a white person can't say, hey, Dion, my nigga. You see what I'm saying? It's the same difference.
I would say in a weird position, Kev, because I don't know why his motivation is to use that word, but he can't use that word, or he shouldn't use that word.
No, I didn't say he can't, because he can say whatever he wants. That's my partner. He can say whatever he wants. I just said he should work on not saying it as much and just not constantly referring to women as bitches all the time. Go ahead, Kamar.
No, I was just gonna say, I don't use it because the women who I respect don't like it.
Okay.
So
but you know what, though? I ain't gonna lie to you. I watch social media. I be everywhere. And some of these black women do, I ain't gonna lie, they make me hate their motherfucking guts. Now, I try to tell my girl, don't include yourself in it, but some black women, you be like, God, I hate this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Just like, and I be like, it's our own people. You know what I'm saying? Just like by me starting to work in a school, I'm starting to become disassociated with feeling empathy for our black kids, because when someone's trying to teach you something, you don't know what's ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? You really don't. You had these teachers trying to show you. Then you got these white teachers just walking around taking mental notes. That's just like the other day they had me a lafolic. And I said, God damn. I said, people just don't care in this school. That school should not be open because it was one of the. It should not be open. It's horrible. It's like being in jail. It's that old house of correction hot up in that motherfucker. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? They should have never sent those kids back there. So, sometimes you can become a lot less empathetic with people, even your own race sometimes. Because I see the kids, when we was younger, we probably cursed amongst each other. Man, these kids walk right past the assistant principal. We get in the hallway talking, motherfuck this, motherfuck that, bitch this, bitch that. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, wow.
Well,
another thing I don't like, there are a lot of kids that embrace that homosexuality in school. You will not be a young man in this motherfucker wearing weave, eyelashes, and a purse. Take your ass back home with that, but they can't do that, though. You know what I'm saying?
So check this out, too. I want to make this point, too. Dion, I want to make this point too. When I say, I'm not saying I don't use the word, right? But I don't refer to women in my life who are respectful. No woman who's respectful and straight up and down, I won't refer to her like that. But I'm saying, when I was young, You know what I'm saying? Due to the era that I grew up in, we all used to just toss that around. Like we used to say a lot of stuff that we were too immature to understand was misogynistic. And sometimes words, they kind of get planted in your head and you start to use them. It's like believing your own hype. It's like manifestations. You know, you start to say, bitches ain't shit. Hold on. You start to say bitches ain't shit. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks and all that. And so we start walking around with this kind of mindset. And then now look at the rate of single black households. Not blaming all that on black men, but I'm blaming it on the ideology that a man thinks all women are bitches and a woman thinks all men. Right now, we can say a lot of women think all men are bitches, right? Let me get this chat room. Earl Henning said give money to his redneck friends like Orlando. Aaron Brown says, yes, the women have to be protected. I ain't really on you got to protect your woman. You got to protect your daughter. We make the point all the time is ain't nobody walking around out here like the Colt Seavers, the fall guy. Every time you see a dude arguing with a girl, you want to jump in his business. That's how you get your shit rocked. It's that we must protect our family. We must protect our communities. Because some of these women don't behave in a fashion that will even allow you to protect them. So it ain't really about, I think they have to protect themselves and they have to put themselves in positions where they can deal with a man who will protect them, because you can't protect something that don't want to be protected. So he said a lot of women spew bullshit on social media, but the sisters do need to be protected. Well, I think some of those women don't know they need protection. And I'm not even saying you got to call them bitches and hoes. Sometimes you can just say, it's all good, baby, and just walk away. It ain't always got to be, you funky ass bitch and all that. Like I speak street very fluently. I'm mature enough to know now every woman's not a bitch. Just like women who think all y'all deadbeats and all y'all bitch ass niggas, all y'all on the down low. That's not true for every brother. So I don't.
Women call themselves bitches though. It's a term of endearment.
Well,
that's like how we use the N word.
That's what I just said. That was just the example that I gave you. I could say, Dion, you my nigga, and it's cool, but a white dude walk up and be like, Dion, what's up, my nigga? You like ready to go to war? Like Timothy, don't get your ass out of here. But a woman say, oh, bitch, let's go. That don't mean you should say it.
When I use the word bitch, I'm using it as a term of endearment.
No, you're not. No, you're not. That's not how you're using it. The context in which you use it doesn't sound endearing. When you say, I like a bitch gonna tell me. That don't sound like you. Come on, Dion. Come on now. Earl Henning in the chat room anyway. He said, bitch. Okay. Aaron Brown said, no matter what. He's laughing. Ace Cooley said, I get what Dion is saying. I can't stand some women misrepresent the good woman and mofos will get on us for calling it out. Well, is it your job to walk around calling everybody out? Once again, it is cool for you to just say, you know what? I ain't even say nothing to this girl. Once again, everything ain't for everybody. If you see the type of woman that you just I don't deal with women like. It's like brothers. It's some brothers who I'm not going to kick it with. We ain't going to be homies because I don't rock with cats who move like that. So it's the same thing with women. Like, I'm not even, because what's going to end up happening is we'll get into it. And then I will end up saying, bitch, why would I let you take me there? I'm trying to maintain, right? I don't want to go to war every goddamn time I walk out the house. Can I just be peaceful sometimes? Can I say, hey, how you doing, sis? Boom. And like, I don't even respond to that. All right.
Listen, some women you can't even speak to.
I was in the liquor store one time. I had some beer and 3 younger girls came in, and one of them, she was okay. She wasn't the dime of the, she was, her friends though, kind of brought the game down because they wasn't even there. They was so far away from her, but I could tell they were her cheerleading squad. So I was standing in line and she said, excuse me, because she had been in line, but they had left to get some wine or something. Good. And I'm just standing there and her friend looked at me and was like, I see you looking, but do you got some money? I could have exploded, Kamar. I could have said so much. The grown man in me just looked at her and laughed and said, money? Oh, okay. That's it. I said, no, I ain't got no money. All I got is enough money for this beer. That's all I said. Now,
I got 40.
I didn't say nothing. I'm saying it's when you mature, you learn how to use your Jedi powers. Because I could have said, first of all, I wasn't even talking to your ugly ass. Like I could have went, but there was no need. No, I got up out of that store smooth, safe, and sound, and got the hell on. I ain't never seen that girl again. So it didn't bother me.
Okay, I'm at the barber shop, and some of the barbers tell me this is what happened. Right, I wasn't there. He said it was a young cat came in there, he about his business, got money, whatever. And it was some females on the salon side, right? And clearly, he come in the room, they digging the dude. This cat says, and the barbers was like, wow. He said, what you be trying to do? And they responded like, and what you trying to do?
Right.
And all the barbers like, how you approach females and say what you be trying to do? And they was like, yeah, whatever you trying to do.
Birds of a feather. Obviously, that's his type.
But it threw the older cats off by saying, hold on, man, we see you clearly you got bread, you flash, you good. I guess he was a decent looking dude. But the fact that they responded to him saying what you H is on, what you B is on, they respond like, whatever you trying to do, what you want.
Well, that's why we just stated that you everyone doesn't go for that. Like every woman is not that. Now, had they have been women who were of a certain ilk, they would have said, "Oh, I'm sorry, honey, you ain't talking to me," or they wouldn't even responded, and he would have known to move on. If he got belligerent, then the men in the shop said, "Hey, hold on, cuz you walk in here and disrespecting them, all these hoes." But there are some women who that's what they know. That's what they'll respond to. We know that it's the streets. And if he got money, my dignity is always for sale. That's what they say. So Carrie Walker Jones said, I meant that bitch from my heart. She turned it into a parody and trying to justify it. I wasn't even talking about you, Carrie. And I was talking to men. This is something for men anyways. Because I'm not going to tell no woman that, that ain't my argument. I'm talking to the brothers. I just think we just need to make certain practices. It's like cultural norms. Like there's a lot of dysfunctional cultural norms in our community that we have just accepted and let ride every day. You know what I mean? Like it's like to young brothers, every brother you run into ain't no nigga. I get it when we say it to each other, but it should be some cats that you refer to with a little bit more respect. Like, no, that's a good brother right there. Or you should have some dudes that you respect enough to say, what up, my brother? Or what up, bro? You can't nigga. I'm thinking you're ignorant. Especially if you say it in front of a bunch of white people and you keep using it like you think it makes you look tough, makes you look stupid. Aaron Brown says, we at a point of self-separation, black men and women are distancing themselves from the niggas and the bitches. I don't know how you're gonna do that when we all live right around each other. Ace Cooley said, with all due respect, there's a lot of times that the black woman was the white man's secret weapon against black men, are putting us in a bad position. See what? Okay, we're gonna make arguments. We're gonna make arguments as to why I said to Dion, maybe you shouldn't use the word bitch all the time. I didn't say stop saying it. I didn't say stop. I said maybe you should just start consciously working on how much you refer to women as bitches. And you got brothers who gonna say, hold on, no, because it's women who done this conspired against us. You see what I'm saying? Fuck it. Y'all say what y'all want. It is what it is.
It's a generation.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because we don't need to change any of these generational ills that we've inherited. This is systematic to a certain point and it's systemic to another point.
We do. I agree with you, Ken. There's a lot of shit we need to change. Right. I agree.
I mean, Dion,
I'll be wrong. I do.
That's fine.
I just be talking. It's like a locker room banter, like grabbing the pussy. If we went on the podcast, we sitting around talking shit and move out the damn blah and Skippy. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But I don't really feel like that about our women. Man, listen. As I learn more about us and learn more about our enemy, we got a war on our hands. And motherfuckers need to prepare for it. I'm not going to be the one that say, oh, no, we don't need to prepare. Like the one guy was saying, because white people always on a race war and they're talking about their win. No, even if they did try to do something like that, it'll cause social unrest. The United States is ready for that. But what we need to do is just prepare, keep our head on the swivel, You know what I'm saying? Do whatever we can to prepare ourselves, you know, whether it's mentally, financially, emotionally, you know, because we might be headed towards another economic downturn because of the idiot in the White House. You know, be careful of our surroundings. Don't think these white people are our friends. You know, it's so much preparation that we need to prepare for, and we're not ready. So, you know, when I just be talking, it's just like talking among you guys.
Listen, I totally, Dion, you know, if you and I were sitting around chopping it up, we're going to talk a certain way. I'm not, my only thing is we need to start making concerted efforts to make positive changes. And sometimes cleaning up the way we speak to each other or the way we refer to each other is the first step in doing that. Perception is everything. How do you really perceive your own people? How do you really feel? Because it's healthy for you, if you have issues with black women, to say it, because you can't heal it if you don't reveal it. Because if you got an issue with black women, you need some healing. It's just point blank, period. Like, so, because these are the mothers, right? So what did Pac say? We're going to have a race of babies that hate the ladies, that hate the babies, or hate the babies, or whatever he said. Pretty soon we have a race of babies that hate the ladies that make the babies. And that's wrong. Ewok said the people.
And that's true.
He said I censored y'all. I don't think of it as censorship. I really don't. I'm not politically correct all the time. Anybody who talks to me off this goddamn show, and sometimes the people who talk to me on the show say, "Oh, that was some bullshit you said." He said this is Earl Henning saying on the south side of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then he just said haircut. Listen, we gonna get to we gonna close out, but I just think this is very funny because we at a point right now where shit's so crazy. As a man, you're not supposed to eat a hot dog. I don't know if y'all are aware of this, right? I grew up.
I never knew that. I don't eat hot dogs anyway.
I grew up eating hot dogs, especially on the grill. My mom would throw some hot dogs in the skillet with some onions and fry that shit, and with ketchup and mustard on a piece of bread. Don't happen to have a little relish. It was delicioso. Okay, I just said I still like Vienna sausages, but young cats call them glizzies, right? So you're not supposed to, as a man nowadays, a lot of youngsters, we were having a barbecue for my son after he graduated from high school. And a couple of his friends said to my wife, and she said, "Well, what y'all want something to eat? What y'all want?" They said, "Well, we don't eat glizzies." She said, What? Because we had hot dogs, Italian sausage, all kinds of stuff. And I still, to this day, if you give me a Chicago style hot dog, I'm eating that shit. It's one of my favorite foods. Listen, it's one of my favorite foods.
Hey,
my masculinity is not threatened because I'm eating a hot dog. I just want
to better not listen to them young motherfuckers.
I don't.
So is that over? It's the over sexualizing of our children that's symbolic, and that's something that's a sign. Like that's the intrusion of way too much promiscuity in our culture. To say, so a man can eat a hot dog. So what can a man eat? Opening his mouth.
I would tell you.
Sound right.
I would tell you don't eat a hot dog because it ain't healthy.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I would tell you that.
Made out of spare parts.
Don't listen to these young motherfuckers talking about men ain't supposed to do that. Most of them young motherfuckers gay anyway.
It was a police shooting, suspect charged on 12th and Greenfield. When that?
I don't know.
November 17th. Oh, September 17th.
Ace Cooley said, "Hell no, hot dogs, all processed meat and whatever else they want to throw in there, worms and shit. Hell no. I'm going to eat a Chicago dog. I wouldn't give a fuck if they say, Kev, this is made out of goat shit. I'm eating that son bitch if they dress it up like a Chicago glizzy. But I'm not gay. I love women. I have 2 children. I have a wife. That's not threatening my sexuality. But young men, y'all can ask around. Ask young men. They'll say they call them glizzies. I just wanted to put y'all up on something. So,
clearly they're not hunters who never, farmed or harvest hog or pig or goat or, beef that you can put in it's food, but okay.
Well, I would encourage any man, if you're going to eat the hot dog, bite the hot dog, eat it. Now, if I see you sucking on the hot dog or I see you suck all the toppings off the hot dog, then I'm going to say that's...
How about this, Kev? Check this perspective out. Check this perspective out, right?
Weird.
These young motherfuckers crazy. Cause see, every grown man with kids, with these kids that's of that age, they've grown up, or boys, they've grown up eating hot dogs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how can they say men don't eat hot dogs? You grew up eating hot dogs, you little dumb motherfucker.
But these also the dudes, that drop it and twerk. So,
right, yeah.
And you ain't no brought no Polish folks. You's a dummy.
Right. I wish you would have told my mama you ain't eating no Polish sausage and growing. She just said, well, your ass won't eat tonight because that's what I'm making. They said, does glizzy mean something gay? What am I missing? Ace, y'all go look it up, do the research, and then we can talk about it Wednesday amongst a bunch of other shit.
Young nigga shit.
It is. And Ernest said you got to be gay to even say that dumb shit. It's all good. Come on, hit us up with some OG shit so we can get the fuck up out of here.
Real OGs know life can be like a game. You can't undo a move, but you can make sure your next move is a better move. Stop me when I'm lying.
Real OG shit, man. I will see y'all Wednesday. Peace and love. Shout out to everybody who called in. Share the show. Shout out to all my partners on the panel. Peace, love, and hair grease. I will see y'all Wednesday, man.
All right, Cam. Be safe, y'all.
Absolutely.